What up, 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 what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's how I do this song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitch was going to stop. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitch was probably up in prison. Girl. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yala Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. If you have my DMs, I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Well, hello, sir.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
I am trying to remain calm in a situation in which we have no control.
We've missed you around these parts.
Things are getting better. So
We've missed you in that special place.
here we go with this.
What?
The heart. That's the special place. Is it the heart?
The heart is a house of love.
Yes. Everybody say love.
That's not the color I chose, is it? No. I chose like this color. Okay, that's better.
Hello, everyone in the chat.
We have a lot to talk about now, don't we?
We do.
Quite a bit.
Yep.
Quite a bit to talk about.
Let's do it.
Let me say hey to everybody, and then we'll get this party started, y'all. We're not gonna hold you. It's a lot to break down. I got my what's the rest of my muscadine wine that I'm drinking.
She's doing well, Jason. Thanks for asking.
Say that again.
I was talking to Jason. He asked about my mom.
Oh, hey, sweet pea. Hey, Cassandra. Jason, what's good, bruh? What is up? Hey, Terica. Crazy homebody girl, how are you? Tracy W. Good to see you. Jason is here. Antonia is here. Lady D is here. Too Feisty is here. Listen,
Listen.
let me say this. I've been I had a lot going on this morning, but in my lots going on, I was trying to peruse the YouTube screens and see the coverage that's people are doing. Hey China White, hey Candace F. The reason that you come over here, ladies and gentlemen, is because this is what we do. I'm watching some of these other people and their failed attempts at adequately covering this.
I cannot.
And it's like, girl, that's not your lane, honey. Leave this for us professionals. This is why we're here. This is why we do what we do.
And they
Okay?
are hot.
Mm. Cause baby, listen. The way hey, symmetry. Um, the way some of these people on YouTube are trying to act like they know what they're talking about and don't have a goddamn clue. I'm like, oh, that's so dangerous to say. No, don't say. I'm like, no, that's not right. No, that's wrong. I'm like, oh God. So I'm glad that you all trust us here to give you sound and incredible information. We don't try to be alarmists, but we do try to make you aware of everything that's going on. And there's a lot going on. Isn't there a lot going on, Cams?
It is
Oh,
so much
that's
more.
why it's so dark. I'm like, why is it so dark? Because my light's not on. I got the ring light on, but I don't have the lights light on. I'm like,
You
why
had
is
that black light on? Is that what you had on?
I had the what?
You had the black light on?
No, I had the ring light on,
Yeah,
but
with
not the light
the
from up there.
you was using the
That light. See,
from the
my ring light is right there.
mm.
Then there's the light in the room. So
There's
now,
honestly there's a lot going on with this. There's so many different angles that we could take with this, right? I think what most people have tried to do is the what happened angle, right? But then there's other angles that we could look at this through, other lenses. So the legal and ethical questions, why the Strait of Hormuz matters so much.
well, most people don't even know that part. We
A lot of people haven't
we
been
got to
talking.
back up. We got to back up till we even get to the Straits of Hormuz, because a lot of people ain't even at that part where they're ready to gather that information and the impact of that. So let's back up to the facts and what we know.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Now, y'all were here this past Tuesday. What the fuck did title of Run Your Mouth said? It said America at war. Some of y'all thought I was being hyperbolic. Some of y'all thought, here he go, being an alarmist. Again, sure enough, what did I say on this live? I said there is no doubt in my mind that we are at war with Iraq. I had already spelled that out. We were here. We were here because I knew we had a president that's unhinged. We have a fucking DefSec that's unhinged, and what that DefSec
Unqualified.
nutting in his clothes. Like he's literally in the last 36 hours been in a constant orgasm mode to where he has to have a maxi pad or some feminine pad in his underwear to soak up all of the ejaculate because that's he's been in a constant state of orgasm since this all started. He's been waiting to be an at war deaf sec. So you have a president that likes to have moments and flex. And I'm gonna go all the way back, Cam. Can I go all the way back? Let's
What I
go
would
back
like you to
to
do.
45
Can we go back to
administration.
2015? Can we go back to 2015?
Because during the remember the Obama administration brokered that deal with Iran, did they not?
So the deal that you're talking about is the JCPOA,
JC,
otherwise known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, which was the agreement that was reached in 2015 between Iran and several world powers to include the United States, What it did was it wanted to curb Iran's nuclear program in
Mm-hmm.
exchange for the relief of sanctions. The program was designed to ensure that Iran's nuclear program remained exclusively peaceful. The deal did place restrictions on Iran's nuclear activities, and it allowed for international inspections of its facilities.
Yep. In comes your president, and he doesn't want any parts of it because the deal was brokered by the Obama administration. So he wipes his ass with it and does away with the deal that was brokered.
Mhm.
Now he's over here trying to restructure the same fucking deal that we had with the JCPOA. He's trying and acting as if he's this great diplomat and mastermind when you did away with the deal that was already there and are trying to redo another deal similar to the one that was already on paper because you wanted to be able to be the one that got that
The win.
brokered this deal.
You want to get the win. You want the credit. But we withdrew from that deal in 2018, and then we reimposed the sanctions on Iran. So if I'm Iran, you're saying that this is what we're going to do, and then you backtrack on it. So no, I'm not table. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do because if there's no rules for you, then why should there be rules for me? It makes sense because like we literally had a reduction in their enriched, uranium stockpile. We literally had all the things that we wanted because Iran has been a week away, a year away, a fortnight away from building nuclear weapons if we're relying on,
Benjamin
Israel.
Netanyahu, who's
You know,
been saying this since the Clinton administration. God of mercy.
he's and it's like you withdrew from the deal in 2018, and everyone's saying, okay, well, since like 2019, Iran has violated its commitments. What commitments? The deal was unilaterally tossed. What commitments do they still have under that? If you
They
brought
didn't
the
owe you
sanctions
anything.
back, there is no deal. There are no commitments. You unilaterally revoked the deal. And I mean, this deal was such a landmark deal because you had China, France, Germany, Russia, the UK, in addition to the European Union. Like they were all like, yes, this is how we handle this situation with diplomacy. And then unilaterally, the US said, I don't think so. But we're still trying to hold them to the agreement. It doesn't make sense. It's not rational.
Now, y'all are going to let Bibi Netanyahu start this World War III. Your president is trying to go there. Now, y'all think I be being hyperbolic when I said fucking with Iran is a worst case scenario. I've been saying that for a couple years. Remember, they've been threatening to do things to Iran. Remember when Israel first early last year, 2024, assassinated someone on Irani soil, and I said y'all fucking with the wrong ones because Iran is the worst case scenario to get into war with. Remember when they fired ballistic missiles at Iran and Iran said, y'all play, okay, and Iran rained down missiles on Israel and said, girl, this is just a warning. Please leave us the fuck alone and we'll leave you alone. Benjamin Netanyahu wants little ass Israel to be the superpower in that area, and it's never going to happen. Now, here's the deal. Iran, when that deal was when they wiped their ass with the deal that the Obama administration brokered, since then, here's what has happened. China has upped their amount of oil that they get from Iran, making them the highest consumer of Irani oil. About a fifth or more of the oil that comes into China comes from Iran. In addition to that, Russia brokered a deal with Iran that would allow Russia to protect Iran, to be in with Iran defensively should it be attacked. So we're talking China having interests in this. We're also talking Russia already in a deal with Iran to be protected by Russia if needed. We're talking two global nuclear superpowers who Iran is allied with. And the last two people you want to fuck with it, Russia maybe not so much, but China is not the one you want to fuck with. And then when you bomb Iran, Iran say, listen, you did this, Trump. We was over here minding our business. You wanted it. This will have irreparable damage. That started today. When Iranian parliament voted to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And that's where what Cams was alluding to earlier. I'll let you take it from there because I don't think that people here in America understand. They don't even know what the Strait of Hormuz is, even to try to wrap their brain around how important the Strait of Hormuz is. But if there's one more thing that they have to do in order to pull the trigger on having a full scale shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz, they still have to have their supreme I believe it's their Supreme Council, the Iranian National Supreme Council, that still has the final say.
The final say so.
The final say, and once their Supreme National Security Council makes the final say, yes, let's go ahead and do this. If they shut that down immediately, within hours, oil prices go up probably at least $1. And then in the coming days and probably week or less than a week, you're talking about you could have oil prices upwards of $7 or $8. And we're talking about in states that are not, I ain't talking about California where they're used to that. I'm talking about in states where they're very used to that. Not used to that.
So yeah, let's get into what the Strait of Hormuz actually is. I said this in the members only chat earlier, but it is literally the most important oil transit choke point in the world. So 1/5 of all global oil passes through this narrow stretch of water every single day. If Iran follows through on its threat to close or disrupt the strait, the ripple effects will be immediate. Oil prices will spike, markets are going to panic, and economies are going to feel it. The issue is Iran has the tools to do it. They have naval mines, they have anti-ship missiles, and they have a history of harassing commercial vessels. Now, the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet, I believe, is in that region. So a standoff could escalate fast. And this administration has already increased the military presence there. They've sent more warships and they sent more aircraft into the Gulf region. We've said it's for energy freedom and energy independence, but the risk of conflict is dangerously high. And here's the kicker. Even if Iran doesn't fully close the strait, the threat alone is enough to destabilize global markets. And I really want to get into, like, some people feel like we won't feel it as much because we're less reliant on oil from the Gulf due to our domestic production.
But
let me
Saudi Arabia's oil goes through the straits.
Yes, let me get into the countries that export from the strait. Okay, Saudi Arabia, the Eastern oil fields. Saudi Arabia exports from there. The United Arab Emirates exports from there. Kuwait exports from there. Qatar, who is the world's largest natural gas exporter. Bahrain.
All of the LNG, most LNG that people get
from the EU. They use a ton of LNG. So when you look at who are the major importers of Gulf oil and gas, China is the largest importer of oil globally. They get a very significant share of their oil from the Gulf. India is a major Gulf oil customer.
And
Japan.
India just recently this year upped the amount of oil that they get not only from the countries that go through the Strait of Hormuz, but they started getting oil also from Iran. Let me
But here's the thing, though. Japan and South Korea are both heavily reliant on Gulf oil. Japan is also in a precipitous situation because 90% of their LNG is sourced through the strait. But all other countries that are going to be impacted by this are Singapore, Taiwan, Thailand, Pakistan, Vietnam. In Europe, Italy, Greece, Spain, France, like even though post Ukraine, war situation, they've tried to diversify it. There's only so much you can do with a limited resource. Then, yeah, the US, we will be insulated from some of this, but if global crude goes up, that still impacts us because we're not going to tap the strategic reserve too much in this situation. But let's talk about the secondary impacts. So I've already talked about the global markets for crude and LNG. That's going to surge. It's going to affect inflation worldwide. Let's talk about the shipping industry. 20% of global oil passes through this strait. So if there's increased pressures on ships, let's talk about insurance and logistics. The cost of transporting goods is going to rise due to risk premiums. That is going to impact the price. And then we can talk about the geopolitical tensions that we already have, especially among the US, Iran, the Gulf allies, China, and Russia through their agreement with China. So the global economy is very interconnected. This is going to be something that's going to be painful for everyone. It's not just something where we're on the other side of the globe. This doesn't impact us. We'll be fine. No, we will not be fine. We will feel the sting of this. And mind you, they're already forecasting that the US is going to be entering a recession in the later half of this year, because a lot of the inventory that people bought before the tariffs went into effect are out. So we're still subject to the supply chain.
Here, the other impact is the reason why I always said Iran was a worst case scenario, because Iran absolutely has the means to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. If they shut down the Strait of Hormuz, as you've heard, it impacts the entire globe. And what that means is now you have a DefSec and a president that feel like, oh, we thought this was going to be a one and done, and they've already threatened to do worse things. Now they have to get involved militarily. There's no such animal as a one and done. You do not have something like that happen and think, oh, they're not going to retaliate. They better not. They're going to retaliate just to save face. And we learned when we tried this with Iraq that you can't go in there and think you're going to remember George W. Bush did that whole thing on the naval aircraft carrier, mission accomplished, and all of that shit. Remember that? And they forgot that this is a whole sovereign nation, that I don't care if you believe that you do or do not have a much mightier military, they're not going to just give up what they have. We are not going to see a regime change right now in fucking Iran. So what that means is they're not going to let this go. Why would they? Now you shut down the Strait of Hormuz, and what that means is most of the world now has to turn and look and say, wait a fucking minute. We ain't got nothing to do with this, but this is affecting us. Now what that forces America's hands to do is, oh, well, now we have to stop. Because how do you shut down the Strait of Hormuz? You stop ships from coming in. You put mines in and about the area right at that point where you have the closest range between Oman and Iran, where you put mines in between there where ships can't come through. They have aircraft that can bomb ships trying to come through. They have missiles that they can use to strike ships that are trying to come through. All of that can happen. And immediately What that does, that triggers every other country that's dependent on stuff coming out of there to say, hey, America, y'all did this, y'all better make this go away. What do we have to do? We already told you, I told you on Tuesday, they have been sending military personnel in that area. I have I for purposes of national security, I shouldn't say I cannot tell you the closeness of someone that I have that is close to me, and they are on a sub in the fucking Navy, okay? They told me this earlier this week, which is why I was so comfortable saying we are at war. I knew that. And so my point being that when you now have them closing that, what do we have to do? We have to follow suit. And we have to say, well, we have to try to do what we have to do to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which now puts us in direct military conflict. All the while, Benjamin Netanyahu is sitting back looking pretty over there, continuing to have his genocide on Gazans, and also have an active war with Lebanon and parts of Syria, and trying to take over the West Bank. Now, let me be frank with you. I'm not going to say I disagree with that. We are not prepared to go back into active, because Iraq is much smaller and much easier of a terrain than Iran. Iran is a whole nother situation. If you're talking boots on the ground, now I don't think we're going to have boots on the ground. I think we're a little bit of ways from having boots on the ground, but I'm not putting that out of the depending on how far this
I don't
gets.
think that we would do boots on the ground because
Yeah,
there's a reason why back in oh gosh when we created that worm along with Israel, the U.S. and Israel, they created Stuxnet. That was to essentially cause substantial damage to Iran's nuclear program because that protracted land we're not war has changed significantly. It's a bunch of asymmetrical warfare now. Like, and to be honest, the U.S. is not good with that. There's a reason why Vietnam was not a military victory. Asymmetrical warfare is not something that they are really training on. Even the new war fighting sort of methodology, like it's still assuming you're fighting uniformed people of a different nation state. That's not what war is now. It's just not. Like, look how we're relying heavily on drones. Look at how Ukraine and Russia are interacting. That's what you're going to have to do. And it's like, we don't have the geographic advantage there.
do not at all. And what you learn with these countries is you seem to believe that you could just bomb, and get them to bend the knee. That doesn't work. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. And then what ends up happening is you end up having civilians that get drugged into this and have nothing to do with it.
I think the guy's name was Eric. Yeah, it was a Dutch guy that he was a saboteur. I think they reported that back in last year. He was the person that allegedly did it.
But let's be clear. Let's be clear. Iran was always anybody that knows anything about national intelligence, knows anything about international relations and things like that. The reason that the Obama administration and every other administration, they'll do all this stuff with everybody else, they're not going in heavy handed against Iran, because they know Iran is a worst case scenario in terms of trying to go to war with. Bibi Netanyahu knew full well that he doesn't have, Israel doesn't have the capability on its own to do that. So that's why it was relying on American armament, American intelligence, and all of the American might with which to get this started. Now, I find it very Very, very interesting that Bibi did this not only during this administration, he waited a little bit. You noticed that, right?
Correct.
Bibi ain't do this in February. He waited. So let me see. Mm-hmm.
I think that they're overplaying their hand when they realize we're having you're trying to get rid of basically everyone that's non-white in the military. Like, look at what the Marine Corps is trying to do with people that have permanent shaving profiles. The populations that will impact black people. Let's just be clear. They're kicking transgender people out, like whatever. So we already have an issue with recruitment,
And
and
they're lying to you when they're saying we're having the biggest recruitments ever in the military. Those are direct lies. The numbers do not add up
those
to
are
what they're
ethnic
saying.
lies. Considering that I have people that I deploy with that I'm still close with, talk to at least weekly, that are in recruiting, and they're just like, yeah, no, nobody wants to join. And then when you look at the generational shift about how people view Israel and our how much we give them, they're deeply unpopular right now. So I think that the reason why they're really trying to play this up and trying to accelerate this as much as possible, because if we look at it historically, whenever we enter a war, they try to use this patriotism. They try to use the mainstream media to manufacture consent. But now that you have alternative media, specifically TikTok, where they're actually showing you the things that are happening live from those locations, you're like, we're being lied to. We're using more data points of information to be like, I don't think that this is something that we need to support.
The other part about it is let's not believe that they cannot touch us. While they do not have missiles right now that can come to American soil, what we do have is 40,000 plus military personnel in and around that region that they can touch. We have military bases, excuse me, in and around that region that absolutely can be touched. Let's also understand, if you believe that there are not Iranian operatives on American soil right now, you're dreaming. You're dreaming.
This is what I'll say, and this is the thing that a lot of people aren't looking at. And maybe I'm just a little closer to the situation because I'm getting the threat intelligence reports. But let me be clear: if you don't know what an APT or an advanced persistent threat is, missiles, ammunition, that is not how we're going to fight wars in the future. It is going to be through cybersecurity. So the issue that I have with Americans is like we think that we're untouchable because we're on the different side of the globe. Geographically, it benefits us, right? But there have been enemy nations in our power grid for at least 10 years. They can shut down the water. They can shut down our energy grid. They can make it hurt without getting a missile over here. They can disrupt our food supply chain. Things can get real bad real quick if they want to escalate this from a technological perspective, because China, they have one of the most advanced. A lot of these Chinese advanced persistent threats, they've been passively doing reconnaissance on our critical infrastructure for at least 10 years.
For last I heard, it started around about 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. And for my people like Crazy Homebody Girl and my other DMV people, y'all can probably attest to this. And as I was watching April Ryan's social media last night, she was reporting on the fact that DC was in whole shutdown mode, whole lockdown in DC, whole lockdown mode, because they know, anticipate, and expect this is not going to go without retaliation at all. They know that on American soil, they're in lockdown mode.
Period.
I'm just saying this is happening.
I mean, they have several Iranian APTs, and it's just like they do it through a lot. Like, I mean, they do a lot of social engineering. They do a lot of spear phishing. They are exfiltrating a lot of information. They are not just dumb people. Like, this
Like,
is
and I think, and I'm so glad you said that, Cam, because I think a lot of people think that, oh, America is the smartest, and nobody else has the intelligence of us, and everybody else is just dumb people just laying around waiting for. No, that's not how this
We only
works.
we only are really advanced at the collegiate level. And the reason why we're so advanced at the collegiate level is because we get so many international students that are paying full price to come over here and study. But with these student visa revocations that the Trump administration has been doing, what it really is it's fucking us over with a brain drain kind of situation. So a lot of these best and brightest are staying in their own home countries now.
Mind you, this DevSec and your president are just so
He's not
brilliant.
my president. Don't do that shit. You know, black folks hate that when you say your. Don't no, no yeah. Don't do that.
Occupant in chief told the Iranians, "Oh yeah, we're about to attack these three areas." Like you literally told them. Like there's an amount of audacity that I think this administration has that is dangerous for this country and for us as citizens of this country. There's a level of brashness and audacity. Like they
But it's not unique though. This brand of American exceptionalism, it's very much rooted in the times of yesteryear when after the collapse of the Soviet Union, we were the only remaining superpower. But that's not the case anymore. The geopolitics have changed substantially. Read a damn
I-
history book. And it's like we continue to make the same mistakes in the Middle East that like over the past 80 years, we continue to make the same mistakes. And it's just like, do we not read any of well, I know he doesn't get the briefings, so he doesn't read them damn reports. But it's just like the people that are supposed to be supplying the advice, the people that are supposed to be the advisors, like as much as they talk about cutting DEI, everybody that's in there is like DEI gone wrong, where it's just a quota system. uh like it's these people are not competent. These are not the best and the brightest. They're yes men. It's an echo chamber, and you cannot have decisions at that level when everyone is a yes man.
even though this bitch ain't shit and I can't stand her, what should have been telling is when you are on record in front of microphones saying, "Oh, don't believe nothing the DNI says." Now, Tulsi Gabbard ain't shit. Let's be clear, and that bitch gets whatever she deserves, right? But when you call your DNI a liar, and they're telling you Iran does not have, and they're not close to nuclear weapons. But and I'm not saying Iran didn't have the capability and probably could not get there because they did have the things that they needed and were getting close to. However, they weren't where Benjamin Netanyahu would believe you to have you to believe. And when Trump was just like, yeah, she's a liar. Don't believe her. I'm just going to go with it. That's why you have a DNI in place. And what that means is you just wanted to do what you wanted to do. And you're just throwing caution to the wind. You're talking to someone that does not read presidential intelligence briefings. You're talking to someone who their level of intelligence is listening to fucking Fox News. And that is the person in charge with making the decisions that have lasting geopolitical reverberations.
I would say this, like this gives, if you're not having a flashback of these weapons of mass destruction, then I have a bridge to sell you. A couple, actually.
Japan's prime minister came right out early this morning saying, "Nope, you need to stop this. We don't want no parts of this. Why are you doing this?" Right out early. Now, I saw something with the UK Prime Minister,
I mean,
Emmanuel Macron of France, and who else was in there? Oh God, it just slipped my mind. They came out with a statement, saying that they hope that there's no more escalation. Damn, I can't remember who was. It was. It, it was the Prime Minister Starmer. It was Macron. Oh God, I can't think who the third country was. Was it Germany? I don't remember who it was. But they came right out and said, "Yeah, we probably don't want this to happen." And here we are. Here the fuck we are. I'm going to keep my I am going to drop the link because I know some of y'all have a lot to say and a lot to sound off on. But if any American believes that this is just going to be another one of those, oh, this is just some shit in the Middle East we don't need to be bothered with. Going to war with a lot of Americans outside of having family members and friends and loved ones that were involved in the war in Iraq did not see real substantive right in your face, oh shit, these are the repercussions of war.
Yeah, and as a person that was in Afghanistan back in 2012 and was boots on ground and actually saw what happens in war, um, it is not something that you should enter freely. Like the human cost, the financial cost. I mean, the global war on terrorism at this point, estimates say it's cost us over $8 trillion. Why are we always constantly fighting someone else's wars when we have people here that are struggling? I mean, people in the chat were like, gas is gonna, what if people are living paycheck to paycheck and you have to commute to work? Like the average, I think that we've been to a certain degree insulated from a lot of BS because we lived a quality of life where we were doing okay. If it gets worse for a lot of people, you think that these protests that are, kind of spiking up around, yeah, we've had, Americans have this sort of reputation for being, apolitical. We don't really care. We're apathetic. But when you start to impact people too much, where like you see these wealthy, these elites, like keep pressing for stuff that has no benefit to the average American, we're eventually going to rise up and get tired of it. Because let that gas be $8. People gonna be burning. They gonna be burning something in the streets. Like they need to be very clear that this is unpopular. Like I know that this administration doesn't pay attention to polling, but they're not polling well at all. Even with their own party, like sending the pollsters out, they're not polling well. This is unpopular. We want no parts of this. But it's an idiocracy right now. So that's all I got to say to it.
I just don't know if people fully understand um how a war with Iraq absolutely will touch us here on American soil. This is not going to be what you experienced with previous wars in your lifetime. This absolutely can affect everything. You saw, we've started to see firsthand how fucking with China is not a recipe for success. That's a recipe for disaster. And going to war and involving China being affected is going to be a problem.
Jason mentioned this earlier. They're also sitting on the most rare earth minerals on the planet right now. And they have so many deals in Africa to get exclusive access to mine those, rare earth metals. This is going to impact supply chain. The cost of everything is going to go up. If they make this decision, we are all going to pay the cost for it.
Well, not if they have made this decision, because if they believe that they could just have a one-off with Iran and it's just gonna go like that, you're dreaming. Hey, little baby.
Hey.
Greetings and salutations.
I'm taking the hot cheese so I can regulate my sugar levels.
I also want to add this little effect in this, and I said it in the chat earlier, and this goes to you all's point of typically whenever you go to war, you have presidents who do wage these campaigns, because not only was the terrain an issue when fighting the war, the other issue was the people on American soil. And that's one way that you can lose the war the quickest, actually. When the people aren't behind you for a war, that is how you lose it. So you have those campaigns. I think after that, you started to get that huge push from armed forces, support the military, support the armed forces. Um, they entered in with their partnership with the NFL. And you had America's football team, Dallas Cowboys, and you had all of that go on. None of that happened here. And prior to this, you set up a landscape of, well, let me attack society. Let me get rid of DEI. Let me wage war on colleges. Let me wage war on American citizens here legally or not here legally. Let me do that. And then now let me deploy troops, whether they are reserve or not, to go and fight American citizens. And now let me send planes over to bomb this very temperamental country. That was not smart on so many levels. Not smart at all.
Now, that part that you mentioned just now, Tams, about China, is China not justified in saying, hell, Russia just bombed Ukraine? They're a superpower. They just wanted Ukraine, so they took Crimea a few years ago, and they just bombed them a few years back, and they're going to take y'all, America. Y'all just bombing Iran. They ain't do a fuck thing to y'all, but you went with your little do boy Benjamin Netanyahu into this war with Iran. Why the fuck can't we just say Taiwan? Let me get that and dare a bitch to go over there and stop them? Who's literally, if China tomorrow says, yeah, we're just gonna bomb the shit out of Taiwan, who's going over there to check
Nobody.
China?
Nobody's gonna check them. And then this is the issue that I really have. So we know that this administration has had contempt for international institutions, and the strike honestly is the biggest exclamation point on that trend. There was absolutely no UN approval for this action. There was no meaningful lateral coordination. It doesn't meet the threshold for lawful defense under the UN Charter. So once again, we're out here taking unilateral military action, and we expecting everybody else to fall in line. Like, we keep using the authorization for military force from like 2001 and 2002 to keep sidestepping Congress, because like we've seen it before, like when they killed the Iranian general in 2020, the missile strikes in Syria. Trump is an act first, justify later kind of person. But I think the
Absolutely.
ethical question is broader. If the U.S. doesn't follow its own rules, if it ignores international laws, sidesteps its own legislature, and disregards global consensus, what kind of global order are we left with? Trump's America First doctrine treats international norms, laws as inconveniences and not boundaries. That to me makes war way more likely.
But we've crossed that bridge since October of 2003, when you ceremoniously allowed Israel to violate all types of international law, commit war crimes. Meanwhile, you are backing them with money and armament. We're way beyond thinking that the UN means anything. We're way beyond thinking that being an international pariah is going to mean anything. We're way beyond thinking that international war crimes, international law, or what other members of the globe think has any bearing on what we do. And that ain't just this administration. That goes back to the Biden administration. We're way beyond that at this point.
Yeah.
So all bets are off when you really want to, if you really want to think about it.
I just think that post 9/11, we have just been a shit show when it comes to international diplomacy, especially how we just say fuck the soft talk, we just go straight to blow shit up. And we don't think about the blowback that we get from that. We don't think about how this is really just a big ass chessboard. If we do this, they do this. They never think about the retaliatory action. They act like it as we're just not gonna get a response, as if we just have people so cowed and in fear that everyone's just gonna like, oh, fall in line. Like, no, this isn't the Republican Party. This isn't the feckless Democrats in the U.S. These people are about action as well. Look at what Iran did to Israel. They are overwhelming that iron defense dome like that. They get messed up. So we trying to step in for them? No, that has nothing to do with us. Black people didn't have shit to do with this. I don't want to be on this ride. I was not consulted.
Unfortunately, we're here. We're along for the ride. Whether or not we did anything, whether or not we wanted to be, there's no such animal as saying, yeah, only target Mar-a-Lago, only target 1600 Pennsylvania Boulevard, only target the Pentagon. We're here. We all have family members, friends, loved ones that are also in the military in this fight. This is happening, whether or not we want it to. And this is why I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but the dead horse is dead, and I might as well beat it down. This is why I kept telling y'all, ain't no such animal that said, oh, we're not going to be bothered. This ain't our fight. It is now. Welcome to the party.
Well, no, that still ain't my fight, but
oh, this right here is going to be our fight.
I don't know
whether we wanted to or not.
I'm retired. I can't go back.
And it doesn't help any that your closest out neighbors, I shall say, Mexico and Canada, you pissed off both of them.
They don't even fuck with you right now.
Don't.
The EU don't like your ass. NATO a little shaky because they feel like you're trying to shake them down for some money. When really NATO was in our benefit. Because the only time it's been activated is when we got attacked.
And do we not understand that Cuba is less than 90 miles away? Right there.
I don't know why we have this thought that we're just over here insulated and we can't be touched. You do realize the Iron Dome that they enjoy in Israel, we don't have that. I'm just going to be honest with you. Don't. We don't.
And how many other Central American countries can these other giant forces get into bed with and say, cut off all imports to America? Because we already know the majority of our food is not grown here.
Clock it.
It's not hard.
As I'm over here guzzling down copious amounts of high chews so as not to spike the fuck out and have a whole sugar spike moment, because this is a worst case scenario.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't think you would be dumb enough to do that, because I'm like, I thought you knew that Iran was in bed with your buddy with Russia. I thought you knew. And then Korea has been like sitting already.
You know, we don't fuck with them. We do not fuck with them. You notice that?
Because they can actually reach the West Coast.
We don't fuck with them. We shut the fuck up when it comes to their ass.
And West Coast, not even talking about California. Again, history repeats itself. How about Hawaii?
Again.
Here we are.
Here the fuck we are.
Here the fuck we are. You know what's so funny is somebody told me, they said, you know, that's your little phrase now. I said, I didn't even, it wasn't even like something I just you know, it just came out like that. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. But it describes everything. It does.
But my whole
No.
thing is like, I don't.
Now, tacos and tequila, I have to disagree unequivocally. Oh, this is not Putin's bidding. Not what he's doing with Iran. Nope.
Because the intelligence is, they've already said that.
Oh, I have a statement from Medvedev. Oh yeah, I pulled that up.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, I was like, because they were like, yeah.
Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, the deputy chairman of the Security Council of Russia, said today that President Trump, quote, has pushed the U.S. into another war, and that countries are ready to directly supply Iran with their own nuclear warheads. End of quote.
Direct quote.
And again, you pissed off so many people. It does not take too much to bend just about anybody in favor of Iran.
He went on to say, quote, the enrichment of nuclear material and now we can say it outright. The future of production of nuclear weapons will continue. A number of countries are ready to directly supply Iran with their own nuclear warheads. End of quote. And that's what Medvedev said. And Medvedev and Putin are like this. Two peas in a pot. Here we are. So if you believe that it's a one-off, that the Ayatollah is just sitting there by himself and has nobody to call, no buttons to push, you really think that?
And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna drop off because I gotta eat.
What you gonna
Like most shit that he does, he steps in it, and then he's gonna back off, and that's what he's gonna do with this. He's gonna pretend like this never happened. Oh, this wasn't my thing. It wasn't up. He may even push it off on somebody else, knowing him. He loves throwing somebody under the bus.
Tacos and tequila, like, no, just because Russia is really allied with Iran. They don't want this. And Russia has offered, they have offered to mediate in the talks with Iran. Because as much as people say they want to be like a superpower, this is what I will tell you. Nation states are a lot like businesses. They want shit to be stable. Because you cannot plan foreign policy if shit is unstable. They want a stable sort of level playing field. They want to know what the hell is going on. They want to know how everybody's moving. So they actually do want stability. So that if they have stability, they can focus on their issue in Ukraine right now, because they still getting their ass whooped, to be honest. But they want some stability there. They know that Trump is not who they would consider a smart person, and will probably not know how to navigate this situation. So they're trying to de-escalate.
This here's the link for anybody else that wants to come and speak their minds. But this is happening. I mean, mind you,
Iran has, they may not have like the large conventional military, but they're really good at asymmetric warfare.
Now, here's what's going to happen. If you're banking on Congress, you're dreaming. Because there's going to be a response from Iran, and it's not going to be a small response. There's going to be a response that directly affects us. And even those members of Congress that are even the Republican members of Congress that says that this should not have been done without congressional support or without the approval of Congress. Even those members of Congress, once there is a direct reaction from Iran, they're going to be pushed into saying, well, I guess we're here now. I guess we got to go ahead and approve this.
Well, I think what we're missing here is the fact that not only is the Republican Party splintered, but MAGA is splintered as well.
Mm-hmm.
MAGA is very splintered because let's be clear, all that shit you want in that big beautiful bill, you're gonna have to throw that out the window if this war happens. All those domestic policies that you want to see happen, that's no longer a thing. Because if it's one thing we're gonna do, we're gonna feed the war machine to the detriment of our nation. So all of these people that got him into power, that donated all this money to get these domestic policies that they want, all that shit's on the back burner if Iran escalates this shit. So if you don't think that there's a schism right now in the Republican Party and in MAGA from this, you have another thing coming because word on the curb, people in Congress didn't even know it happened.
Did not know it happened.
Didn't know shit.
Congress was on vacation, both the Senate and the House.
Didn't know a damn thing. They was Keke Palmer to the strikes.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to this
Sorry
war.
to this
I
man.
didn't know this about it. I don't know it. Sorry to this war. I don't know it. I told you, Terica, Pete Hegseth has to wear a maxi pad, a feminine pad, because he is continually ejaculating in his pants since this happened 36 hours ago. Well, at this point, almost 24 hours ago.
Symmetry, I don't think so. I don't think so because if we look back at Vietnam, it was not kind to a lot of those people that authorized that.
I don't think that MAGA citizens will fall in line. I think MAGA politicians, the Republicans, are going to fall in line. That's who I think are going to fall in line. And he's not going to give a damn. Just like he gave the middle finger to Article 3 to the judiciary when they ruled and adjudicated against him and what he was doing, and he continued to do it anyway. That in the same vein, you have a DevSec that says, just let me know and I'm going to do it. You have bitch ass Marco Rubio, who I believe wholeheartedly. Trump said to Marco Rubio, bitch, you go along with everything I say unequivocally, or you and all your raggedy ass parents and all your raggedy ass family going back to Cuba. I promise you that's what he said to Marco. But Marco ain't been shit from the beginning. I don't feel bad for him. I want that bitch to squirm. I want his whole family going back because I could never stand that bitch. But the point that I'm making is members of Congress that have an R next to their name, they will absolutely bend the knee and go straight bohica to supply the the military industrial complex, because defense contractors are in their pockets.
Yeah, they're in their pockets, but let's look at it from this perspective. Look at every damn special election. Look at every damn special election. If you don't think you have people within the party saying, hey, y'all forgetting next year we're all up for re-election in the House. All of us. When you have MAGA upset at what you're doing, you think these people are just going, oh, okay, it's fine, everything's fine. No, it's not. The politicians are very in tune with the political polling.
I would be with you if you had a united front from the Dems and they had clear and real leadership. There's no presence of clear and real leadership over on the other side. It's a fucking dumpster fire over there.
Well, here's the thing that I like. let's stop talking about the parties at this point. That's not where the power is. The power is in the people. If you have enough people pissed off and mad, which, to be quite frank, the only reason the Republicans have been able to do what they've been able to do, we can't get young people to go to the fucking polls. You don't think they're paying attention now? If you don't think they're paying attention now, you're not following it. This, like, I have not seen so much youth political activity in the last, like, 24 hours since they was just tearing shit up during Vietnam back here because they didn't want to go. People are deeply unhappy because they've realized the American dream is just that, a dream, and people are waking the fuck up.
I just want the record to show that that woman told y'all that if you elected him, you would be at war in 6 months. That's a direct quote.
Month 5, boom.
She said that.
Month 5. I mean, and I also think this. I'll tell you, like, I'm a student of history. I'm a student of history, and you know, we overdue for some regime change. The world currently is a very unstable place. And people that are in entrenched positions of power think that it is a permanent thing. Nothing's permanent. We're not too big to fail. This isn't the 2008 bailouts. Telling y'all, you know, maybe it's just because this is what I did a lot of my research in. But I'm just saying, there's communities that I'm in where I'm uncomfortable with some of the rhetoric that I'm hearing. I'm uncomfortable.
Well, listen.
And you already saw what happened in Minnesota. And that was 5 minutes away from me. So maybe I'm like hypersensitive to it, but things are shifting domestically that we're not talking about enough.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
It's just not on the right. It's also on the left.
Yep.
So I don't know how we're going to fight over there when we're already fighting here. And I think it's going to be escalating. Because there's a lot of things that people aren't seeing with a lot of these ICE protests. The mainstream media is not going to cover it. They're too busy trying to manufacture consent. And we're too technically savvy at this point to be relying on mainstream media. We're not watching these big networks. We're just not doing it. And you know, and fuck Jake Tapper, but you know, continue.
Jake Tapper ain't been shit for a long time, but that's a whole nother story.
Fuck Jake Tapper. That's all I got to say. I mean, I don't trust anything this administration says. I know all the numbers coming out of it are shit. They're lies. Y'all fired everybody that knows anything. It's like everybody's reading like Lil Baby saying they all repeat the same script. And it's like it's like they're telling us, are you gonna believe me or are you gonna believe your lying ass eyes? Huh?
And what they expect and depend on is a citizenry that is not turning on news anymore, doesn't trust the news anymore. And then when moments like this come and they need to trust the news is already tainted. The news has already been bought and sold.
Yep.
And you can't believe anything because let's be clear. From January 20th till now, November 6th until now, every mainstream legacy news outlet has been bought and paid for with a price. And they have forced the entirety of their staffs and their news arms to bend the knee to this administration and to tell whatever lies, fabrications, tranny tales, or whatever fallacies this administration dreams up.
But look, I mean, if you really look at it, right? Is this not very Orwellian? Is this not 1984? When you really think about it, how they've been able to co-opt so many things, the media, textbooks, the content that they put in textbooks, like the thing that really reaches out to me is who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. That like it's very scary because like 1984 is one of my favorite books. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of my favorite books, but I was like, there's a lot of parallels that are going on.
Well, listen, you love 1984. I have to go more middle school and love Fahrenheit
Fahrenheit.
451. I'm more middle school. I'm going back to Fahrenheit 451, eighth grade. Thank you for the super chat, G. Peer character looking at himself in the mirror saying, "Thank you for being you," with hearts popping out his eyes. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Well, I came out of my body about that yesterday. Aquarius, the only real sign. Go back and watch Silly Saturday because I had to
My
come out my
mom
body
drugged
on
him
him yesterday.
My mom drugged him yesterday.
Like I had to come out my body on Jim Clyburn yesterday. I'm sorry.
I get mine from Crazy Homebody Girl. I get a lot of mine from social media websites like Reddit, TikTok, YouTube. I definitely am on alternative media, but I have to vet it as well because that breaking news boy is definitely a Zionist on TikTok, and they've been eating his ass up the past 3 days.
Let me also say, you talk about Aaron.
Aaron Parsons, yeah,
Mhm.
he's a Zionist, yeah.
Let me also say, just understand when I bring stuff to you all, be it on a run your mouth or a silly side or whatever, whichever one of my shows that I do when I come here, I don't go to one. I'm never a one source person. I have several sources of truth. I have to vet stuff out. So when you come over here, I'm never giving you something that I saw one place and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to run with that. We try to be grounded and try to give you things that are real and substantive, which is why, and when you come over here, I give you all stuff well in advance. Like I'll give y'all news, and in a day or two, then you start to see other people start to see it. And it's not like I'm the first, but the source, I do have some sources that most people don't go to, and that I'll go to that are very early in on stuff. And I try to make sure that it's vetted out. I don't try to be an alarmist or come at you all that with stuff that I know is not true. And if I do, I will come back and correct it. So you can believe that. Well, Cams, we've been on here over an hour. You know, we don't like to do more than an hour. Nobody came up to talk to us.
Little baby came up.
I'm still outside of little baby.
I mean, you like to do other things for longer than an hour, but you don't want to talk to the people about important situations.
Is that what we're doing?
Who is we? You speak French now?
Because you over here talking about what I like to do for longer than an hour. Give me a good 30 minutes. I'm good.
I mean, look, this is important information, and we got to talk to the people.
Because got to get the people what they
Because
want.
nobody's talking about the Strait. I was like, look now, if we get these high ass gas prices again, people gonna be out in the streets riding.
And let's.
I had the same car. I had just bought the car I have now. I had just bought it, and them damn gas prices went up. And I believe I still had the receipt for like years. It was $102 for me to fill up my tank, and I was like, this can't be life.
I got a lot of travel.
It was $5 and some change back then. And I said, oh, this is some bullshit. But I was on the West Coast at the time, so distance from the refineries, logistics of transportation, all that good stuff.
I mean, on the West Coast, they would dream to have $5 or something right now. Dream. Their gas over there on the West Coast, I think the cheapest I saw when I was over there was $6 something.
Now, so we have about 20 or so locations in California. So, we have to get the rental car and all. I was like, when I saw the price for premium, I said, if you have a luxury car in California, you got to be really making some money or you just making
Hmm.
bad financial decisions. I mean, truckers, yeah. I mean, I would say what's the matter with Kansas is it should be required reading for everyone to try to rationalize what the fuck happened in that last election.
Oh God.
Who that is?
Who I was talking to all morning. I know he calling me to give me an update.
God, talking about the ledge.
I am.
Talking about the ledge.
Lord. Mm. But listen, this is going to dominate Run Your Mouth tomorrow. I'm just telling you, this will be most of Run Your Mouth tomorrow.
What time are you going live tomorrow?
My regular time.
Look, I don't know. Your regular time is when I'm still at work. That's why I like to ask the question.
They're also I've also been reading up on Ken Martin has maybe a month left in office. They're going to force him out. Ken Martin's going to be forced out.
I already told you like how I felt about Ken Martin, but I would be lying if I did not say that Ken Martin was super effective because what he did for the DFL in Minnesota at the state level that has not been replicated anywhere else.
Baby, listen.
But I already said how I feel like there's so many people that are just David Hogg fans not realizing what this man does. He's an opportunist. Like he's a snake oil salesman. He gives me young Gavin Newsom. Don't trust him. And I've told you that plenty of times. I don't trust David Hogg. He's an opportunist. He's a grifter.
Well, I don't know if David Hogg is a grifter, but David Hogg should have just stayed where he was with his organization.
You don't think he's a grifter? Look in the camera and tell me you don't think he's a grifter. Look in the camera.
I'm not.
That motherfucker's a grifter. He's a grifter.
I'm not doing this with you.
And then, Malcolm Kenyatta had to be collateral damage.
Well, that's why he drugged David Hogg. Did.
Because look, either he's super incompetent or he's a grifter. I just think he's a grifter. But I think that we need to make a change in the congressional leadership. Everybody talking about the DNC. Fuck that. Change that damn congressional leadership. Chuck Schumer, I'm tired of you looking down your nose and being concerned.
Chuck Schumer should have been out of there a long time ago.
Hakeem, baby, I don't know what you're doing.
Let's be clear.
I don't know
the
what
fact that congressional leadership all comes from New York, and we saw the dumpster fire that was the Democratic Party of New York in the 2022 and 2024. Let's go back to the 2022 election where New York Democrats are the reason that the House went back to the Republican side because of New York Democrats. And you ceremoniously now have Chuck Schumer, New York Democrat, Hakeem Jeffries, New York Democrats, at the head of the congressional Democratic leadership. You're begging to lose. Begging to lose. In the same vein that this is going to come out harsh because he is a black man, but I called it at that time. When the DNC put Jamie Harrison as the head of the DNC, when he lost to a weak, at that point, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham was primed for the picking during that election.
Jamie Harrison was not going to win that race. It's South Carolina. He did not have that art.
My point being that you put your Jamie Harrison there as if he was going to be the answer, and he was not. And I said that at that time.
So I'll ask you this: who would need to be in the house? Because it ain't Hakeem.
Oh, it ain't okay. I told you.
I think Pete Aguilar. He's currently the caucus chair. He can go.
The entirety of
Ted
all of the
Lieu is
leadership
the
in the
vice
House
chair.
can
He
go.
can go. He
The
can go.
no. Listen to me. All leadership in the House, to include the heads of all caucuses. The only caucus head that I would keep is Kassar out of Texas, who took Pramila Jayapal's place, because you know I couldn't stand that whore.
What's wrong with you?
But the rest of them, everybody's up for grabs. I don't give a shit.
What's wrong with this man?
Listen, Greg Kassar is the only one that I would keep. The rest of the caucus heads, get rid of them. The rest of the Democratic leadership, get rid of all of them. If you're in Congress and you're over the age of 74, bye-bye. And if you are 74, you get one more term and that's it.
Nah, you don't even get one more. You get to finish your term out, and we're gonna throw you a nice retirement party. We're gonna give you an edible arrangement, cake of your choice, and we're gonna give you the door.
The
You're too disconnected from the realities of the base.
The people who I want to see in positions of power are my Ayanna Presleys of the world, my Summer Lees of the world. Those are the people that I want to see. Or even, I'll even take Raskin at this point. Because Raskin is at least willing to be inviting and open to the progressive caucus. I'm just saying.
Honestly, he's on my almost too old list.
How old is Raskin at this point? Is he 70?
62.
He ain't too old. Raskin could be there. I'll give Raskin till he's 70. You got a good FOMO terms.
Nah, get the fuck out of there. The issue that we're having is, okay, so when these people die in office, which they want to do, who are the next generation of leaders? We have an issue where people, they want to cling to it with a death grip, and I do mean death grip because we be wheelchairing their ass in there for votes and shit, knowing they have cancer. It's ego. Y'all, everybody was mad at Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm mad at these motherfuckers for being too old and not stepping the fuck out the way. Let the next generations lead.
I mean, you got a good point, because
why y'all keep voting for a future? Y'all not gonna see
people that have had fever for RBG. Bitch, you 85 and you don't have a lifetime appointment. Like, girl, you got all this fever from RBG. Bitch, you holding us back.
We have a gerontocracy crisis, okay? That's what we have. The Democratic Party is literally dying because these motherfuckers is just getting sniped. They're getting sniped. And they not going to glory with all these backroom deals they make.
I mean, if you want to know who I want to put in positions of power, it's going to be all my progressive people, because I don't like none of these establishment Dems people. Get over it. I'm a leftist. I'm way out hanging off the far left edge of the Democratic Party, and they hate me and my kind. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Don't.
Look, come on, Jason, because Moses showed didn't.
He showed it. Joshua had to take them in.
And the thing that I have is like we've already Jasmine Crockett already said it. After the last election, we already know who the next man up is gonna be, because it's gonna be a man and it's gonna be a white man. They're gonna go with the safest white boy they can get. And I think that the Democratic leadership is also gonna reflect that. It's not gonna be the umbrella, it's not gonna be people that will galvanize folks to come out and vote. I think that we need to be more representative of the base. If y'all want to keep going for these white people, okay, like when black folks just start sitting their black asses at home, then we don't want his shit. Because you got to give us something to be excited to vote for. We're going to keep things absolutely the same. Well, it sucks for me being black in America right now. So I'm not excited about that. I'm not galvanized. I'm not motivated. Goddamn weekend at Bernie's.
I mean, that's what they did with Dianne Feinstein. They literally did that with Dianne Feinstein until that woman dropped dead.
That's why I said they was wheelchairing her. Had a
I mean, that was her fault.
But her aides knew that but I'm mad that she should have just not ran for re-election, because I feel like we wouldn't have got the senator.
When it used to be, remember at the time it was her and Barbara Boxer, right?
Yep.
And when Barbara Boxer did not run again, Dianne Feinstein was older than Barbara Boxer. Dianne Feinstein should have went out when Barbara Boxer did not run again.
I agree.
And at that point, she still would have been in her 80s.
Because like Barbara Boxer was 93 to 2017. Dianne Feinstein was 92 to 23.
Because Kamala took Barbara Boxer's
took her seat. Yeah. She won that because Barbara retired in what, 2010? Said she wasn't gonna run again, then her term ended. Yeah.
Yep. Dianne Feinstein was already in her 80s. In her 80s, not just turning 80s. Well in her 80s.
Yeah, Barbara Boxer was born in 1940.
I mean, hell, Nancy Pelosi is well into. Well, how old is Pelosi? She got to be at least 85. I'm up maybe 83. But hell, Maxine Waters is like 85 or 86.
Nancy Pelosi is 85.
See, I knew she was up there. I knew it wasn't that far off.
Maxine Waters is 86.
Hello. How old is Jim Clyburn? Now you talk about people that need to die off.
84. These niggas be living off. Well, I was involved in the civil rights movement. All right, and the society has moved the fuck on. Now you are op.
Right.
Now you are op. I'm so tired of these. It just
because Chuck Schumer is old. Well, actually, Chuck Schumer just look old as hell. I think he's still in his 70s, but he looked like he 114.
He should not be. He's 74. He's too damn old. Like
he looks like he's 94.
I like Andy Bashir, but Gavin Newsom is a no for me.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom. I'm not a Gavin Newsom fan.
Andy's all right with me.
I'm an Andy. That's why I wanted Kamala to pick. You know, that was my VP pick. Andy Bashir was my VP pick.
I wanted Andy, but I thought that they were going to pick Walz because they wanted the more, they always try to go for middle America, i.e. white people. So
they got Walz, but then they stifled Walz
because he was doing good at first with the weird stuff,
and then they stopped. They from what I understand, they had an internal meeting and they told Walz, we don't need none of that.
Which was
tone it down. Tone down your rhetoric and be more presidential.
Working. What they were doing initially was working. They should have not did that. All these former Republicans, we're voting for. We don't care about your vote. Just silently vote and move the fuck on. We do not care. I love me some Andy. He's what about like the way that he answers the questions, the way that he's just direct. Andy's not with the fuck shit. Andy's was like, look, I'm just trying to help my people. I like Andy. I'm glad it wasn't damn Shapiro. I don't like his ass. We don't need nobody else from goddamn Pennsylvania. Because everybody was acting like Fetterman was just going to be all of this, that, and the other. That
And he's
motherfucker
a
had that
fucking
stroke.
shit show.
He had that
Only
stroke.
people I trust out of Pennsylvania now is 3 people: Summerlee, Malcolm Kenyatta, and my girl, the black lady that's the head of the DNC. She was speaker of their house. Oh God, what's that black lady name? Oh, what's the black lady name? Now I gotta look it up. Shit. Where's my mouse? Cause I gotta look. This gonna kill me.
Pretty she want to be too. She has a nice smile. Gavin Newsom gives me Andrew Cuomo. That's
Joanna McClinton. Oh, I couldn't think of that woman's name. Joanna McClinton. That's my girl right there. Oh, I couldn't think of that woman's name.
Honestly, I had to stop listening to the Native podcast too, because oh girl, she be on some bullshit. I was like, girl, that's why they canceled your show. Miss Cross, yeah.
Tiffany
pisses me off.
Y'all can't stand it.
Tiffany, no, because don't tell me how I should feel about something. Like you're doing this condescending bullshit. She's been wrong quite frequently. I was like, Angela, check her. She done got off script. Check her, Angela.
But yeah, Joanna McClinton, those are the 3 people that I got for you out of Pennsylvania. Joanna McClinton, Malcolm, Summerlee. That's it.
Gavin Newsom does remind me of Fitz from Scandal.
Remind you of who?
Fitz from Scandal.
I can see that.
Honestly, Gavin Newsom just gives me. I didn't even when he was mayor of San Francisco way back when. Okay, way back when, he gave me used car salesman. And if it's one person I really do not trust, it's a used car salesman. I've never trusted Gavin Newsom. So him pivoting more to the right, having these people on his podcast that are super far right, MAGA, Christian nationalists, neo-Nazi, none of that surprises me because a used car salesman has no morals. They're going to do whatever it takes to get the sale. If they have to sell their soul to get you that car, so be it.
Going back to Pennsylvania, can I get y'all to move? I want Summerlee to take Fetterman's spot, and then you could put make Joanna U.S. Congressman, or vice versa. Run Joanna McClinton for Fetterman's spot and keep Summerlee in Congress. I mean, in the House.
McClinton is in the state house, right, in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. She's the Speaker of the House in Pennsylvania. Powerful black woman over there in Pennsylvania. Ain't fucking off.
I don't deal with Charlemagne after that whole whoever his white sidekick was. Andrew Schultz or whoever he is. Charlemagne's still associated with that man, so I can't.
I've never trusted Charlemagne because you come out of you come from Wendy Williams' tree. I trust nothing coming out of Wendy Williams. That whore is vile.
You remember when Pam pulled up?
She's a succubus. She's vile. She's ascended from the ninth level of hell.
Radio station.
And listen, all y'all over here pray for Wendy. I'm praying for nothing for Wendy. She got everything that was coming to her. The woman is vile. I don't wish anything good for her. And that's how I feel.
Why?
Baby, they got you in conservatorship. They taking all your money. Well, stay there, you fucking crackhead baser. She's a whole ass baser.
You made my whole day. Thank you. You know I like that word. You know I like that word. Come on now.
That is the Miami Emmy.
You know I like that. I have the biggest smile on my face right now. I'm not even.
That is the Miami Emmy. You know that's a Miami term. That's when you hear me say baser. That's the Miami coming out of me.
You know what? I went down to Miami one time, and I didn't know whether these folks would play fighting, play arguing, or what. But the maliciousness that came out of their mouth.
Bernally, I don't know. Mom Donnie, they say right now is polling up front, but ever since Lander got arrested, that done bumped him up a little bit too. I was rooting for the black lady. What's the black lady name with the short hair that's running? Um, in the New York City mayoral race, the black lady. I really wanted her. What's the black lady name? Don't make me have to look it up. Damn it.
Look up.
Oh Lord.
You'll be all right. Look it up.
God. Okay. Let me see.
Now, who just got arrested? You said. Who you said somebody just got arrested? Who got arrested?
Lander, the
The
comptroller.
comptroller. Damn.
Yeah.
Is it Adrian? Adrian Adams?
It probably is. My computer, I don't know why it's taking so long.
She's the speaker of the New York City Council.
Yes, that's her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's her. She was the speaker of the city council. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's her. Adams. That's who I was rooting for. But y'all gonna let Cuomo get it now.
Come on, CK. Thanks for putting it in the chat. Come on, CK.
CK Armley, appreciate it.
If he, like I already said how I felt about him, because I'm trying to relocate to New York City later this year, so I've been definitely following this pretty closely.
Where are you from, Bernally?
That's what I want to know. Yeah.
The establishment is behind Cuomo.
The New York Times basically said we're not gonna endorse anyone, but all the articles that they've been coming out with basically says vote for Cuomo. So the New York Times has been trash for a while.
Well, I thought Marilyn Mosby was she was on house arrest. You mean she's been released from house arrest? Because I know she was on house arrest. She was on house arrest. Now look at Harold. Look at Harold.
Harold.
Come up here, Harold. I need to talk to you, Harold. Click the fucking link, Harold, because I need to talk to you. That nap took trade took longer than you thought, huh?
Oh, okay. Shout out to South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa.
I want to go down there and see the penguins.
Is that all you want to see?
That's a terrible reason I want to go down there, but I do.
Is that all you want to see?
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful country, but like I want to see the penguins. Like,
can y'all find if I come down there, y'all gonna find me a cute South African to snatch me up and make me leave this dumpster fire and move over to South Africa?
I need to talk to you backstage about something.
Oh.
I do need to talk to you backstage about something.
Oh.
I need to tap into your professional network.
I don't have a network. I am poor. I don't know anybody. I'm real. I work at Publix. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Mm-hmm. What's been stabbing you in the throat, Harold? Mm-hmm.
Harold. Click the link.
He said he can't click it because he got a sore throat. Mm-hmm.
DeJohnson, we can't go nowhere.
Not they got too many messy queens out. They got more than we got here. Bernally, girl, that's all we got. Oh yeah.
What are stunt queens called in South Africa? That's what I want to know.
What are the stunt queens called in South Africa? That's a good question.
I call them stunt queens because they be doing a lot on. No, because South African TikTok, them boys are beautiful, but they be involved in a lot of mess. So she's not.
Now can y'all take Elon back? We don't want him. We so don't.
And the other one too, the one that nobody be talking about. I don't like his ugly ass either. Well, actually, he's German. Never mind.
Not it. No, but not your president, occupant Trump, when they was in their little windmill fight on the internet, said there is no white genocide in South Africa. Remember he put that on Truth Social? I said, you know what? Y'all got too much to fuck go on.
Little baby, I cannot stand you. Messy queen.
It is. I mean, when you're right, you're right.
No, the
Um,
funniest thing when because they relocated the people fleeing the genocide. I'm doing the air quotes. Um, down to South Africa. Some of them landed in Alabama. This man did a TikTok about he was country bumpkin. Talking about, well, if you don't want to stay in Alabama and speak English, well, take your ass back over there. Elton, he said this shit about 8 times. Take your ass back over there then. He was so upset that they were talking trash about Alabama. I was crying. Take your ass back over there.
oh dear God.
I showed the videos for my mama. She died.
Harold, me and Cam's not gonna tell you no more to click this motherfucking link. Now you got one more time to ignore me and Cam. We said click the motherfucking link. Harold. I'm just saying. That link is not just for Harold. Anybody else want to come up here and talk about what's going on? We have a lot going on in this country.
The baby
I'm saying.
The baby be having some good one-liners. A messy stunt queen.
Not you either get welcomed with open arms or hate crimes. You know what?
Cause like when I be trying to do my mileage runs, it's always a deal to go to South Africa. It's always a deal.
My next trip to Africa is going to be my bucket list trip when I go to Mali in West Africa to visit Timbuktu, because as a black scholar intellectual, Timbuktu is on my bucket list. And if you're a black scholar and intellectual and don't have Timbuktu on your bucket list, or don't know why Timbuktu should not be on your bucket list, you're a fucking idiot. But that's my bucket list place. So next time I go to Africa, I'm going to Mali to visit Timbuktu.
I just want to go to Cape Town one time.
That's where I want to go. That's it. That's all.
I want to go to Tanzania. I actually want to go to Zanzibar. Tanzania, that's what I want to do. The water just looks very pretty, but that flight is too long for me. I don't know if I could do all that.
Harold got a special. I didn't know I had special invites. The only special invites I have is to the pearly gates that I'm sitting on right now.
I don't know why Jay's still sitting down. Could have been clicked the link.
Uncle Jay don't want to click the link.
Because I think we covered everything that we need to say about this until some breaking news happens.
Speaking of which, let me make sure ain't no breaking news. Lord.
Iran vows retaliation after U.S. strikes. Okay. U.S. calls on China to prevent Iran from closing the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know. I just, you know what? It's the condescension that this administration has when dealing with African leaders, not knowing that Africans are not going for the okie doke. That's what's funny to me, because they be the main ones. Like, you're not finna cow them like you do them white folks over there in Europe. The African leaders always say some shit back.
Berna Lee, he should have got a chicken or a goat or a cow, because I needed more from that.
I needed the release of the Epstein files. That's what I needed. I needed it to blow all the damn way up.
No, I needed somebody to lose some money, some companies.
Oh, wow.
Hello, Uncle Jay.
Hello. It's Sunday. Y'all know I've been in church.
That's what you call it
Is
today.
that when you cruise in church?
That's the
Absolutely
best place
not.
too. Cruise. You ain't lying. The
I actually
bathroom,
been
the
in. I
men's
actually been in
bathroom in
bed
church.
watching y'all.
I told you the two places to get it down in church: the men's bathroom and the balcony.
Absolutely not.
The balcony is where it goes down.
You're a whore. Oh, Hero said let him grab his computer. Like, oh, Harold.
That was 20 minutes ago. Harold said that. Harold, get your life in order. It don't take that long. Your computer is sitting right next to you. Stop playing with a real G, Harold.
Maybe he got to charge it. He might have a Toshiba.
You know
They don't
what?
even they are out of the consumer laptop business and they've been out. Stop that.
Why did you say Toshiba? What? Gateway don't want no parts of that? You know, he might as well have it. Do they even still make Gateway computers?
They do not.
Girl.
I used to
That
like
was my first laptop in college. Was a Toshiba.
I had a Toshiba
Please do,
satellite.
Bernally. Please do. Please.
Child.
Bring the good. Okay, we need the best.
The good shit.
The best of the best. Take them out.
Lord.
Take them out.
See, this is what I'm talking about, Shabambu. Niggas be trying to hide the good shit. That's my movie.
But no, I could see our president saying, Greg gave me $10,000 and it was cash. I could see that. I could see that. A whole stunt.
He is the master stunt queen.
I don't know stunt queens in real life. Like it's so funny. Like
Oh, I know some stuff
I know what a
in real
stunt
life.
queen is, but I'm
Baby,
not.
don't leave nothing around them. Don't leave your credit
Your
card.
president is one.
Baby, I don't personally know that man. We ain't been in the same room.
Child.
Do I look like Snoop Dogg to you? And I don't know why he. Child,
Snoop
BT.
just wanted a check.
They didn't stand on business. Cause why was he there?
Money.
Mm.
It's always
Money.
money.
It's been for black people, particularly black men in this administration, when they see Trump, all they see is money and power and nothing else. And they want to touch the hem of his garment. That is it, and
Which
that
makes
is all.
no sense because he's fraudulent.
Right.
I
They don't
blame
care.
Jay-Z and all them bitches in the 90s rapping about him.
They do not care. And they know this man's history. They know that man's track record, and they still align themselves with him.
I'm just so disappointed.
Don't ask them where the African angels at. Paula White, sent them away. When Paula White started asking for them, and back in the 2020 election, that's when they were like, "Yeah, we checking out of here. We going back upstairs. We ain't got time
Bernally,
for y'all down
high
here."
key, JD Vance is more diabolical
I believe
because
that too.
His
Trump
makeup is more
is
diabolical.
that's
Child.
true
Ain't that
also.
mascara a fool?
Well, the thing about JD Vance is JD Vance is more competent, but JD Vance doesn't have the cult of personality. JD
Right,
Vance,
because
not,
Yeah,
JD Vance is not well liked
he's not
yeah,
liked,
within
and
that
that's what
yeah.
party.
that like they like Trump because the people
He's
like Trump.
charismatic and
Yeah,
he knows how to play to the camera. He
JD Vance,
understands the
they don't
media.
like.
they don't like
And
JD.
that's the issue with a lot of Republicans, just to even speak to it down here
Hate to see
with
JD
the
Vance
governor
coming.
here. A lot of
You know
people
what's
don't
so
like
funny
him.
about this? This statement right here, and not to change the subject, and I'm gonna let y'all go back. But I love how rich black people can be rich first, black last, but gay black people have to be black first
Like
and
first
gay
and gay
last.
last.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
what did OJ say? I'm not black. I'm OJ.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs their Negro wake up call. It'll come.
Tigers did it too. Now he want to be
Mhm.
black.
Bill
No,
Cosby did it too.
stay your ass
Yeah.
over.
We have
Stay
a
over.
whole grocery list of them that did it, and they had to come back down to reality. Y'all see Harold still fixing his computer. I mean, that's how you know he be lying.
And I like how Roland broke down about that contribution from Target to the National Black. Baptist
Did
church
we
talking
get an
about
actual amount? Because we
he,
know that they
it was
donated.
it was 300,000, and he broke it down amongst the 31,000 churches that they only each gonna get $9.39.
Mm, mm. Because I didn't even know
I just
the
want the
amount,
same
but I
fucking
knew
Walmart.
that
That's what I want.
if that president of the National Baptist Convention capitulated, I knew it was a check. I just didn't know the amount, but I knew full well. Yeah, they wrote you a check. Mhm.
Yeah, it was 300,000. Roland, he told it in his Juneteenth speech.
Harold
Nah,
said,
Harold still got dial up. God
"Don't
bless
do Alabama like that. We have high school."
him.
Baby, I used to love AOL Instant Messenger. That was the gold.
Okay, you
Welcome.
got mail.
You got mail.
Come on now. It was nothing but some damn spam, but still.
Child, I remember having dial up and being on
Mhm.
collegeclub.com. Oh, what's t.com. Before there was BGC, it was what's t.com. Oh, child. Oh, I used to be in the chat and the forums over there giving life abundant. Girl going in on the girls, reading down, bitch. Reading
Right.
down. And then after what'she.com kind of got shut, they didn't get shut down, but people stopped going. That's when BGC forum. BGC was around, but it was
That's
just
what I knew.
the BGC forum started after that. And them girls
Child,
used to be
BGC
going
was a
there on the
time.
BGC forum
It was
too.
some wars on BGC.
But the girls on BGC, their reads wasn't as hard and as them girls on what'she.com used to have layered, when they read you, bitch, it had about 7 or 8 layers that you had to funnel through. And then when you came back with your response, bitch, you had to unpack all of the layers that they had just wrapped you up in. BGC was the girls who was trying to develop themselves. Child. So Jeff, you better tell them they don't know about the way I used to, I used to be up on that shit, reading down. Me and some of the girls used to be reading down on what'she.com. Did. Mm-hmm.
You and the girls.
Mm-hmm. Reading down.
I don't know.
Down.
I don't know what.
BGC forums was cute, but it wasn't What'she. Girl, them girls on What'she didn't play around. They were vicious.
I went on BGC for the forums. Let's be clear.
That's what I'm saying. BGC forums
I
was
didn't give a
cute.
damn about them forums.
We weren't worried about no phones. We was over there meeting up with folks' uncles.
Oh no. No, the uncles was on Adam for Adam.
Baby, I don't want shit over some money.
My 8-year-old ass was on Black Planet talking to grown men.
Not 8 years old.
You
Talking to
been
grown
hot
men.
ass
You
your
so
whole life.
fast. You so fast.
8 years old with a Black Planet account.
Mm-mm.
This was the wild, wild west of the internet.
You're right. You don't
Mm-mm.
want no verifications.
Yeah, back then it was just
Except for
get
Facebook,
online.
when you had to have a student email address.
Yep.
Oh,
I remember walking all
encourage
over
them to not
campus to get my student email address so I could get on Facebook.
I remember when
Facebook was so
Facebook
good when
came
you had to
out.
have that .edu.
When
Yes.
Facebook came
Mhm.
out,
When they opened that shit up for everybody, it just went to hell.
That's when it went downhill.
but here was my problem. When Facebook came out, I think I had just I think literally the first time I heard about Facebook, I had just graduated, and after 6 months after you graduate, they shut down your student email. So when I found out about it, I tried to log, and they were like, that email is not valid. I said, shit, damn. And I couldn't get on. And I was like, oh well, I was on.
You know what? As soon as I got
MySpace.
to college, the next month, they opened it up to everybody. I think September of 06.
06, yep, that's when I got mine.
Could join Facebook. Because from like
06.
February 04, you had to have the .edu.
Because all my friends was like, you need to come on Facebook. I was like, I can't. I
And it
don't
was
have.
Harvard only at first.
And you had to have .edu. If your email was not .edu,
you could not get on.
They was not playing around.
And for me, that was that little level of exclusivity that I enjoyed about Facebook.
Speaking of which, that was a good hookup site too, exclusivity.com. If you know, you know. That was a hookup site back in the day. And I found out about some people that I was like, oh, I found out about a lot of people. That was a website for black gay men back in the day. And when they say it was exclusive, it really was exclusivity.com back in the day. Oh, child.
But yeah, when it lost all its mystique to me when all the family and friends could get on, I was like, no, thank you. Because MySpace was for everybody else.
You know what, MySpace.
I
I wish
loved
MySpace would
MySpace.
have
I loved MySpace
survived
too.
better because MySpace to me was the better platform. I had a
I
completely
loved MySpace because the
layout.
way you could cater and doctor up your profile, you had the
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
right background and
And the
music
Music.
music
and colors. Baby, the way that
had
was
the
how you
motion backgrounds in the back.
before people knew who you were. All you had to do was click on somebody's profile and you got everything you needed to know.
You had
Just
the top
looking
eight.
at,
That's why I asked us so damn
and
smart
then it
because
would
we
show
was
you
we
who
was
they
low
was
key
friends
coding
with.
back then without
How
even
to use
realizing.
a computer though. Like you actually had to use HTML or CSS to
Yeah,
actually do that.
And then when you would look at their friends list and see who they was friends with,
and
girl,
they top 5 or
they top
6 or
five,
whatever it
bitch.
was.
Child.
That top friend shit was ruining friendships when I was in
It
high school.
Yes, it
was.
I ain't
was.
Before
gonna
it was all about unfollow, it was all about bitch, why am I not in your top friends list?
bitch, you pissed me off during third period,
Because
huh?
you know, you always started off with Tom.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Tom
had
was
him as
going
a friend.
We
everybody
did
had Tom
Tom
at first.
real dirty. We did Tom real dirty because
We
that
did.
Zuckerberg ain't shit
Ain't. Because
with
we
his
didn't know what
lizard looking
Zuckerberg
ass.
even looked like for a long time. But everybody could identify Tom.
Yeah, we love
And
Tom
he just went off in the
with
sunset.
his white t-shirt,
Sold that shit
Mm-hmm.
and moved on.
looking over the shoulder, looking like
Was.
Whitney Houston.
Don't do Tom.
Yes, he was.
Look,
Do
Tom and
not do Tom.
he would look with the little the whiteboard with the little white
Mm-hmm.
in the back. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Child. That's how we
Good
got our
day.
information back then.
Good
Mm.
old Tom.
Are we still waiting for Harold, or have we surmised that Harold is not coming? Not that Harold, not Harold, but not that Zuckerberg was from the movie V. Child. Not that he's a character off the movie V.
Look.
Is Black Planet
That's been
still
a long
around, or did he just somebody just bought it and then just let it go, or?
for what my
Black Planet is still around. I don't know how. I don't know if it still functions the same though. I don't know how it functions because I remember a few years back, Solange had did something with Black Planet.
is Black Planet still a thing?
Black folk really could go back to it and let that be our social network. Shit.
But them folks gonna come over there because like I hate when I see you be on the internet and somebody say as a black person. First of all, we don't even say that shit. We don't
That
even say
part.
as a black person.
No,
See,
we gonna put a paper
Now look
bag
at
test up
here.
there or something.
Look who decided to click backstage.
Harold.
Mm.
Hold on, let me scroll back.
Aw.
How many minutes ago that statement was from
That
him?
was like 30 minutes ago.
17.
He
17.
needed time to let his computer charge.
His
That dial
computer,
up take a long time. When you
his
got
computer.
dial up modem, it take a little minute.
Maybe he had to, finish.
He
Well,
was with trade.
AT&T got a new service. You don't have to use dial-up or Ethernet anymore. It's actually designed for us
Ethernet.
rural
People
people.
still have Ethernet? God.
We sure did in
They got
college.
When you have
they
wireless,
got rid
you
of it.
don't get your full speed. Duh.
DSL don't want no parts of that.
Nah.
You
Are you?
will get a faster internet speed if you
Hello,
plug
can you hear
in.
me?
We can hear you. We hear trade in the
Hey
background
Harold.
too.
Excuse me?
You, I don't want you to be delayed like this, Harold. Okay,
Well, I might have to switch over to my phone because I think this kind of mess.
I mean, we can hear you.
We
Yeah,
can hear
I
you.
might have to switch over to my phone. Hold on.
help him, Father.
Don't go. Don't go.
Help him, Jesus. Mm.
They'll tell
Don't
you
judge
already.
me.
You've been
Ain't
thoroughly
that what you say?
adjudicated. You have been thoroughly
So,
adjudicated.
Harold, is you really laid up with Trey?
on a Sunday afternoon.
I'm not.
You see how long it took him to answer? Y'all heard? We do not believe that. I'm not. It took him about 30 minutes.
I told
I'm
you.
not.
I told you I was getting my computer.
That's what his
I was
name
getting
is.
my computer.
That's what you call him, computer. Computer
Computer
I told you I
love.
was getting my computer.
Oh, you already
Computer love.
mom can start talking crazy. You can block me.
Mm.
Move around.
Child.
What you wanted to talk to Harold about?
Hold on, I'm about to switch over to my phone. I think I'm delayed.
Don't worry about what me and Harold got to talk about.
I was excuse the fuck out of me.
Oh, okay.
You sanctimonious bitch.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Teddy. I'm about to switch over.
Everybody's talking to me crazy right now. What's going on?
It's okay, Cams. It's okay.
Let me remove
I've
this.
been trying my gangster for the past 2 weeks. He gonna make me.
I
feel
don't care. We can hear you barely.
We can hear you backstage.
Now, let me ask you a question, Harold. Lord, why I can't remove this other Harold? Okay, that one gone. Okay. I probably no. I'm not.
This seems like it's about to be real disrespectful.
I'm not gonna ask Harold
Very
in
disrespectful.
front of all of these people.
Put it in a private chat.
No, I gotta ask Harold if he knows somebody from Mobile.
Don't call me now, here after I text you.
Oh, Radio 1 owns it now.
Owns what?
Black Planet.
Oh.
MySpace got sold to News Corp, which I still don't understand that.
Do I need to look in the
No, you don't need to look at a private chat. I can't see you a private chat, just me and you.
How do we feel about Red Lobster now offering seafood boil bags?
That's what he should have did.
That.
And
As long
$5
as it ain't high as giraffe coochie, we all right.
Ever since they took away the endless shrimp, I have not been featuring.
Well, he said endless shrimp is the reason why they was losing money.
Yeah.
I don't give a goddamn. That's the only time I went.
Apparently, that's the only time anybody went.
I
mean, he explained why it didn't work, but I was just like, no, y'all, that private equity shit is why y'all didn't work, because they tried their shit.
I just want to have a private conversation with the new CEO. I just need to have a private conversation.
I'll be your private Davidson.
That's for money. I'm sorry.
What do they even have at Red Lobster?
For that private combo, I'm down for that too.
Yes, I'll make you some Cheddar Bay biscuits.
I got some biscuits for him to grease up.
Oh, biscuits and BJ's.
Biscuits, but no, we're not doing the Tyler.
Diamond Pearl Gym. I went last year. It was like on because they wanted to go out for drinks, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to Red Lobster." I said, "Who the fuck goes to Red Lobster?"
Yeah, who goes to Red Lobster? I
was so fucking. That's why I got to get up out of this state, because these people are fucking weird. But anyway,
I went to Red Lobster back in January when I was in Jersey.
Too feisty. Say don't try her hair because he a cancer. We don't care about you cancers.
My ex was a cancer.
You cancers kill people. Cancer kills people.
Glad you know we show from the crowd walk all over y'all.
You cancers kill people.
He need to take ownership of Cheesecake Factory while he at it.
That shit been a dumpster fire for 15 years.
And revamp they damn menu.
I only get 2 things off the menu, and
their menu is like 28 pages long though.
It's too much, and half of it is shit.
Like,
Listen,
What y'all be
my
ordering?
friend told me to get the shrimp scampi. I've been in love ever since, and then I get a slice of one of their 8,000 cheesecakes.
the only thing I used to get was when they used to have the salmon with the
The lemon sauce.
no, the salmon
That's
with the
what I get.
lemon sauce and the
That's what I get.
asparagus. I used to get. That's all I used to eat from there.
That's what I get. It's still good.
The salmon, that
And I get
salmon and asparagus is still good.
Mm-mm.
I
yeah,
ain't been to that bitch since before the pandemic.
and
I
then I
did the
get
chicken
If I
parm. It
if I
was
come
ooh.
to Atlanta in October, we got to go to Cheesecake Factory.
little baby, you
You
making
saying the new Red Lobster CEO used to be PF Chang's CEO?
Yeah, he was over there and he revamped them and saved them. So Red Lobster was like, "Please save us." So they brought
Uh-huh.
him over.
I mean, he's making some very good moves.
If I go to Cheesecake Factory, I promise you, Turkey Club, and I have to order a Turkey Club, I'm not going to Cheesecake Factory there
Look,
because I know
don't do
other
crazy
places that still
homebody
do
girl
a
because their
ethnic
turkey
Turkey Club.
club for lunch, that shit is good.
And Joe's Crab Shack is shit.
It is because they don't put no seasoning.
None, and they give you
All
one
they
little
do is dump
cluster.
it in the hot water, take it out, and give it to you. Ain't no seasoning.
I think I went to
Mm-mm.
Joe's maybe one time.
I've been to Joe's Crab Shack absolutely once, and I never wanted to go back. The service was terrible, and the food was even worse.
But I
Yeah, they
have to
crabs are
agree the
awful.
I probably
amount of
ain't been
crab
there in
that you
15
get,
years.
nah, it ain't worth it.
I'm not really super huge on seafood though, like outside of like fish and shrimp. So I
I
don't really
love
care.
seafood.
Do you?
I always eat
Yes.
seafood. If
So
you ever
like,
ask me what I want to eat, answer
Oysters,
is seafood.
scallops,
my mom
shrimp,
never
I'm
cooked.
scared for
crab,
it all.
My mom never cooked when
lobster.
I was growing up, so I was just like, somebody
I
took me
don't
out.
know
I
Yeah.
what
was gonna do some crab legs. I said, I don't even know how to eat these. Get this away from me.
I
You
don't know
know,
what
I
happened to me.
noticed the only people who complain about, you know how people be like, "Oh, I don't like eating crabs because I have to fight with my food. It take too much." That's just people who don't know what they're doing and don't know
Hmm.
how
I'm
to
one
eat
of
them
those
right.
people. If they're not gonna take the meat out for me, I don't want it. Thank
Oh
you.
wow.
Now I don't care
I've
for
had a
whole
couple men take
crabs,
meat
but
out
I
for
do
me,
crab. I
but
do
it
crab
wasn't
or soft
crab.
But
shell.
don't
I
judge
don't
me
like
too
no soft
harshly.
shell
But like
crab.
my mom literally did not cook that when I was
So
growing up.
Cams, you don't take your meat out. You need me to take it out for you.
I mean, we can do that.
I've never had to take my meat out. It's always taken
Oh,
out,
so you need me to take it out for you.
preferably orally. Yes.
Oh,
Here
okay.
we are. Here the
Now
photo.
I love scallops. Scallops don't love me.
I do love
I
scallops. I ain't gonna
love
lie. The
me
first time
some
I tried it, I was
scallops.
like, "What are
And they
these?"
gotta be the colossal scallops.
Yes, I love me
Don't give
some
me
I
them
don't
little
scallops.
tiny
care.
little bitty scallops. I need the big colossal scallops. Oh, they so good.
I don't care where they from. I don't care the size, how I prep them, whatever. I always end up throwing up.
No,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So I have to
Honestly,
avoid that.
Chili's is doing really well.
Chili's. I thought they were shutting down Chili's.
And
child.
Oh no, Chili's is doing
Chili's.
really good.
Listen,
okay, so look,
that
um,
baked potato soup.
Chili's is outpacing a lot of people in the industry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got ahead of the pricing before anybody else because fast food is too damn high. When I
Yep.
can go and sit
I
down,
mean, the 2 for 20s was hitting back when I used to go to Chili's, but I ain't been to a Chili's since before the pandemic.
Well, it's two for it's $25 now, but it's a full course meal. You get an appetizer,
It was a
drink,
full course meal when it was 2 for 20s.
all of that. Yeah.
The food is
Hmm.
still good.
what's the white feisty?
A few months
Applebee's
ago
low
I
key
got
is keeping up too with they
I
five
got
dollar
those
drinks.
I think it's the spicy honey chicken tenders or whatever.
The
Anyway, them
honey
Yes, you
things
could come
chipotle
still
up
chicken
to
slap.
tenders.
feisty. Anybody
They
could come
still
up.
slap.
Every time I go to Chili's, give me the triple dip.
That shit is nasty. I don't like they little them little egg rolls or whatever the fuck they
All
call it.
those Southwest spring egg rolls are
That
delish
shit
with
is
the avocado
nasty.
ranch.
Now you talk
I
about
You can
throwing
enjoy
up. That's
them
what
as
makes me
well,
throw
Jack.
up. The Southwest egg rolls make me throw up.
I do
And ever
like that
since they brought
Southwest
the
chicken dinner. It's of course you got the chicken breast, but then you got the beans and the rice to go with. I do like that.
Harold, I need you to get your computer together.
It wasn't my computer. It was my phone. I had somebody call me.
Was it trade?
No,
Mm.
it was
mm,
my mother.
I
oh,
love Harold. He give you that flat ass. No.
hey mother.
Hey, too feisty.
Hey guys, I was typing too much in the chat, so I figured it'd
Hey,
be
sister.
come up here
Hey
and explain
feisty.
it.
Feisty.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy
Okay, so
Sunday.
I have been reading up on what's going on with like the dine-in chains for the last couple of years, and all of them are feeling it. Like, have y'all noticed that Boston Market is like damn near obsolete?
Oh,
I
child,
thought they
Boston Market should
closed
have
them
been
all.
gone.
Most of them are closed. I don't know if they're completely done, but I know most of
Yeah.
them in the
You have
area
some
are
areas
closing one
like,
by one.
yeah.
Applebee's is getting hit hard. I know the closest TGI Fridays is gone here in Palm Beach County. So like I think
Oh,
the
you in
next
Palm Beach? Ow!
no, I'm in the
Don't
mug.
dox yourself,
They'll
but
say
you
I'm
know
in the
I'm from
mug.
South Florida, so I know all about the Palm Beach. I got a
You heard me
couple of
say I'm
trades.
in the mug.
Oh, you in the muck? Oh, you up north? Ow! Okay. Oh, you know that's where a good trade at. It be something. They lay it low and spread it wide. Trade up there. The men's is up
She
in the
don't want
muck.
nothing to do with no trades.
Listen, the men up in the muck.
I don't like them either, Harold. To be honest,
Listen,
I've never gone for them.
they'll make a believer out of you in the muck. If they went to P Hokey or Glade Central,
I
She
went to
she
Glade
don't fool
Central.
around with the trades.
you know I ain't
She don't
lying
fool
too
around with no trades.
feisty.
It's only so many times you gonna easily spell words in a
If
text
they
message.
played on the football team and they was in the muck bowl,
I'm
Oh
not
my
with you
god.
because you can spell. I can spell for the both of us.
No, it's just like if I have to be mentally attracted to you to get to the
too
physical part.
feisty.
She
No,
do
I ain't
not fool
playing
around
about
with
the
no
Elle
muck
said
trades.
you
bowl.
like the green book for trade.
That's
Who
not
me?
you know, we can always get my baby can read for you.
Mhm.
There's just certain things I need you to know how to do in 2025.
I don't need you to know how to read. All I need
No.
you to know how to do is have a good stroke game. That's it. That's all. I
That's
read
it,
Hip
that's
hip
everything.
all.
please.
I
Oh
can read
god.
everything for you. I don't
I
worry
can
about it. I
read very
got you.
well.
So
And
you
you be
want
on the Project 2.0 espousing like how we need more literacy.
We do. But if you
Child, them
happen
so
to
ships
so
have
catch
so
it,
already
you want
if
sailed.
you
a
miss that
Herschel
train
Walker.
though, if for some reason you missed that train, but you
So
got what
so
we
you
like
want a
to
Herschel
call,
Walker.
if you got what we like to call dumb dick,
Had he never
because
opened up his mouth, he would have been all right with me.
Oh my
dumb
god.
dick is when you dumb as a box of rocks, but your dick is going down to your knees and you got the stroke game to match. That's what we call
Listen,
dumb dick.
dumb dick
Because
is
you
the
dumb as
best.
fuck, but
That's
the
a
dick
damn
is
shame.
dumb.
So you want Herschel
Stupid dick.
Walker.
I'm so
Mm.
disappointed in the both of y'all right now.
Okay.
Listen,
Because
get you
Elle said you
the
supposed to be a
bar,
literacy
get you
advocate.
where
What
somebody
is
is
on
it?
the
going
spectrum.
on?
They all right.
I mean, how long was your IEP? How many pages was your IEP? Is my first
Oh
Okay.
my
question.
God.
It don't
Were
matter.
you in one classroom for all your
Right.
periods?
That's gonna let me know. However long your IEP was, that goes to how great this sex game about to be.
Oh
I'm
my
just telling
god.
you right now. Hey, Catherine Powell.
It's a scientific fact.
I'm just telling you what I know.
Oh, this is research based.
Uh
Gotcha.
huh.
Research
Okay.
based,
Very
yes.
much so.
A
Okay.
test study has been done.
Hmm.
we don't need to go out together. We don't need to do shit together because what y'all telling me,
At least we're not gonna be fighting over,
you damn right we
Right.
not gonna be
Ain't
fighting.
no competition.
Baby, I don't want nothing that can't damn read.
They can read the stop sign.
right.
They is
No, they
somebody
just
some
know
slang.
they know the damn shape. That's what they know.
They know the
Well,
colors
that's
of the Magnum condoms is gold, and that's all that matters.
Oh my god.
does it?
I can't stand.
Hey, Catherine Powell.
I can't stand you.
Why is that
I can't
diabolical?
say it like I can't
Yana,
say it like
why
LC.
is that diabolical? How many pages is your IEP?
I mean, it is a valid question though because I've seen some very
Right.
long ones, and it's just like
Listen, I'm from
making anxiety
education.
all the time.
I've seen an IEP that was going on 30 pages. I'm not even making this up.
How the fuck do you
I've
manage a
seen one that
classroom with
long as
that?
well too.
How the fuck do you manage a classroom with that?
Like you over there trying to read War and Peace, trying to read their fucking IEP.
Do you just pass them at that point? Because like, what the fuck is a reasonable accommodation at that level?
Well, I mean, you end up doing like they just did that boy that missed what 400 days of school and graduated and all of that shit. That's what ends up happening.
What I ended up doing was I see they started putting less and less IEP kids in my class because they know I will follow the IEP to the letter and have all my paperwork and fail them bastards. Oh, you looking for me to pass them? Because no, I'll do all of the paperwork, all of the bells, whistles, and hoops you want me to jump through. I'm jumping through all of them because they will fail this class, and I mean that.
The issue is
Mm-hmm.
they wait too long to do intervention. Like you're supposed to try to get that set early.
Because
Wait until they in middle school, high school is like, come on, they
listen,
reading on the kindergarten level and they in
I'm
middle
week
school. What's
2.
going on?
I am week 2 sitting home, weekly reports to the parents and filing it in your child's file about all of the accommodations I've done all week long.
I know
Every
a
week.
young man right now who is just got promoted to the 6th grade and is reading at a 1st grade level and barely that.
Oh
So
wow.
much to the point that he cannot write his own name
Oh my
and
God.
he's in the tracing phase, like where you had to trace the letters.
What?
Oh
He
wow.
is at that level, and
In the sixth
his
grade?
his biggest issue is his parent. Um, there's no support, and probably because she was on a 40-page IEP when she was in school,
Hmm.
I'll do you one better. I've seen eighth grade with that
and she don't
same
know.
scenario.
Me too feisty. I've seen them in 8th grade and high school.
Yeah,
I'm going out.
That's sad.
when I was
That is
student
so sad.
teaching, it was one kid in the class. It was 7th grade, and all he could do was sit there the whole time and just look.
Mm,
Couldn't
mm,
do
mm,
nothing.
mm.
Couldn't
When
participate.
when I was still in the school system, I was still working in the school system. I used to do intervention, so I used to do pullouts, and
Come
I ain't
on,
play with
pull
my
out
kids.
reading or math pullouts.
I was when I say I did not play, I used to have them counting their steps. I used to have them pointing out letters on the wall. Like, no, we gonna make everything a lesson. We making every part of this journey a lesson. When we used to transition from the class to the space we used to work in, oh yes. And they used to think it was so cute, like, oh look, you got them, in line. I'm like, no, baby, we're counting because they can't count past 20. It's
Mm-hmm.
not because
Oh
I'm
my
trying to
God.
flex.
Damn. Damn.
I had a piece of trade from Palm Beach.
Oh my
Went
God.
to Suncoast,
He
and I
come.
know he could not read. I know he could not read. But
So
I
what you
wasn't
was
trying to
messing with him
date
for?
him. I wasn't trying to date him, but that sex was good. I wasn't gonna let it go. I ain't let it go for about 3 years.
That's the only thing they can do.
And he was a good piece of trade too.
I know it.
I'm gonna
Loyal.
I'm gonna say this again: the Green Book for trade.
Child. He went to Suncoast. You know where Suncoast at?
I do know what Sunco say. Have y'all ever noticed that
Mhm,
he could point him out by map?
mhm.
Give
That's
him
like
a state, give him a city.
he's a whore.
Don't do me.
Child. Ask him to name 3 countries, and he say Miami, Houston, and Dallas.
You
I
know
have
what?
had trade in other countries. Remember, I
I
was
feel
just in
attacked.
Colombia,
Somebody said that
and
to
I
me.
had my Colombian trade. He was real crude.
Did
Not
that boy finally
Colombia. I
stop
don't know.
texting you?
Huh?
Did that boy finally stop texting you?
Yes.
I don't know what you did to that man.
Mm.
Will
You
y'all be
throw
going
it
to Red
back.
Lobster?
No, what you do is you throw it back, and then when you do throw it, you lick the balls at the same time. That'll make them keep calling.
Look, I still text that boy to this day that did that.
Oh, that's why you showing out. I just noticed that you drinking some wine.
Don't do me, Harold.
That's
If
why
you
you
can get to
showing
the
out.
base and lick the balls,
Oh yes,
I gotta keep you in
yes.
a rotation. You cannot go anywhere.
Well, I
yes.
said
Hmm.
you know my birthday is Wednesday. I'm glad you drinking.
Are we gonna do a special live for you, Harold?
I'm gonna be out of
Well, he gonna
town.
be out of town.
I
That don't
got a
matter.
question. Why
Wait,
y'all
no,
always forget my
Wednesday
brother be
coming or
drinking?
Wednesday?
The 25th, this upcoming Wednesday.
Oh, I'll be
I
in
don't know
town
why he don't
Wednesday.
act
No, we
like
should
a
be
cell
good
phone
Wednesday,
don't work.
Harold. Harold, we'll be good Wednesday. I'll be in town. I don't go out of town till Thursday, so we'll be good.
Oh,
But I have
Why
a
you
question.
okay.
acting
Why
Well,
like
y'all
you ain't
always
I'll
got a
forget
be up there
Harold
tablet or
on.
drinking?
I'll
Y'all
be
something?
on the
always
live on
accuse
Wednesday.
my brother of drinking like he a wino.
Right.
That's
Why
what
he
they
drinking
said, sister.
wine?
That's what they
I
said.
just look.
Y'all be
If
like, "What you
Champagne
drinking,
like
Harold?"
this
And it
on
be
the
like the middle of the day.
I mean, but when you live in Alabama and you got unlimited access to
Just because
moonshine
them
and
elders
shit,
drink moonshine up under the oak tree all day, don't mean I can
moonshine
drink.
and hooch and
Listen,
shit and all
that's why
kinds
them
of
hoes be
shit.
staying alive to 105.
You be
hmm
drinking moonshine.
I just
Moonshine and hooch and all of that shit.
Not
You
no
everything.
like
hooch
Black
now.
Lightning?
Bathtub
No,
gin. That's what they trying to use.
No,
The
not
elders
no
And
drink
my
hooch.
stuff
brother
That
like
like,
shit
that.
made in the
my brother like a little
toilet.
red drink. He do not be drinking moonshine.
Peach moonshine.
Moonshine is good
The
for
elders
you.
be drinking stuff like that. I don't drink that.
Look,
Don't go, Harold. You know you need to stop.
What? That's the truth. I don't be up under the oak tree with them old men.
You ain't got to be under the oak tree.
But some good moonshine is good for the soul.
You sat on the
Moonshine and
porch and mix it
hooch.
with some lemonade.
That's the only time I have
I
any
don't
access
drink the
to it when I'm
hooch
with
though.
the
The
elders.
hooch, it be stuff floating around in that hooch though. I
Cause it's
can't do
made in the
that.
toilet.
I can't do that.
They pulled that
Hey,
shit out the ground.
Demetria.
you would hope it's made in the toilet. Hell,
Right.
Harold drink the same way that Olivia Pope drink. He just drink wine
Look
all
at
the
Yana. Look at Yana talking about don't do hooch. Baby, I don't
Okay,
do
let
it.
them know, Yana. Let them
It be
know,
Don't
stuff
Yana.
do
floating
it.
around in there.
Exactly.
Shoot. I
Let them
can't
know,
do the
favorite.
hooch. Mm-mm.
you don't do hooch.
Mm-mm.
I prefer moonshine personally, but
I don't do
Oh, now you too
hooch
good for
or
hooch all of a
cooch.
sudden. But you were just trying
No
to put
hooch and
moonshine on
no
me.
cooch.
who too good? Who, you
Mm.
told me, or you told El Teddy?
No hooch,
I'm
no
talking to El
cooch.
Teddy.
Oh, because I was like,
Wait,
baby,
what
I love
happened?
me some moonshine. I ain't
Oh
never do
no, Kales, I know you on my side. I ain't worried about that. I know you on my side. I'm
never
talking
do
to El Teddy.
moonshine now.
Wait, what did I do?
I said now you too good for hooch all of a sudden, but
With
you were
your
trying to put moonshine on me.
sanctimonious ass.
Is this what we're doing,
Fix your
Harold?
face. Fix
He
your
don't drink
face.
no food, but he sleep with literally men.
Please fix your face.
They sell moonshine and food line, but it's not as strong as it would be if you got
Baby,
it from
I
off the
want the
street.
ones where they got four broken down, rusted cars up in the front. That's what Harold
Mm-hmm.
laughing because he know it's true.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Demetria.
Hey, Demetria.
Hey, my Alabama
Hey.
sister.
Hey, Alabama boo.
Demetria, where you get your moonshine from?
Oh, I don't. If I drink moonshine, if I drink it, I know where to get some from. But the best
Right?
moonshine is made in Chambers County,
And
Mm.
she's correct.
down there in Lafayette.
She's
Before you get to
correct.
Auburn, Chambers County got the best moonshine.
Yeah, that's Auburn is north
My
of me.
favorite two flavors is the one that tastes like Werther's Amir original butterscotch. That's my favorite one.
But I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to me. So one of my
Love me
friends
some Werthers.
one of my cousins went to Jacksonville State with a girl that was from Chambers County. And so she had invited us to her family reunion. So we went, it was a big old thing. And so her aunt, I mean, was gassing me up with the moonshine. And my friend mama told me, she said, Dee Dee, you don't know what you're doing, baby. With that moonshine, you better leave it alone. And I said, oh, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Mind you, we smoking, drinking, eating. Baby, that moonshine got the best of me. They had to carry me at her mama house and put me in the bed.
Mm.
It'll put some hair on your chest now.
Now, wait a minute, I ain't getting no hair on my chest, but
She about to take herself up out of here.
baby, I thought I was finna go see the king, okay?
Take me to the
Okay.
king.
I
Take me
thought
to
I
the
was finna go see
king.
the king, but y'all, no, I really just got home. But y'all, I have a friend who has a daughter, who is in basic training, in the
Mm,
Navy right now.
mm,
And when I tell you, we cried so hard at church today,
mm.
because it's scary, and we don't know, and we got a fucking goof troop running the fucking country. Let me tell you something. I'm finna roast Trump for a minute, and I know I just got out of church. This shit got to be
Do
said.
your thing.
The
Do
Every
Lord
your thing.
forgives.
time,
Go ahead.
every time that motherfucker get his motherfucking hair mo bleach, he always just be out here just fucking up shit. All he want to do is start shit and be fucking messy. We have a fucking messy bitch
A stunt
occupying.
queen.
We have a messy ass bitch occupying 1600 Avenue, and I'm
A
sick of
messy
him.
stunt queen.
I'm sick of his fucking queen ass vice president with that fucking eyeliner, but I do want to know where he get that shit from though, because he had on some good eyeliner yesterday. Then we got a motherfucker who ain't
Johnny
washed
had
his.
the good shit.
Then we got a motherfucker leading the defense department that ain't washed his fucking hands since the first Bush was in fucking office. I mean, y'all like, and look,
If they ain't washing their legs, they damn sure ain't washing their hands.
but let me tell you something. All 75 million of you MAGA motherfuckers, I don't care if you blind, cripple, or crazy.
All y'all bitches get your boots on the ground, get your motherfucking guns that you love, take your ass to Iran and line the fuck up. I'm
Go right
tired.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm tired and I need the vent and I'm saying what I had to say because my friend daughter is the sweetest child on earth and I'm nervous for her because I don't know what she's feeling right now, you know? And yeah, but I had to go on that rant. Fuck Trump, fuck this administration. Like I said, the 75 million take their motherfucking ass over there. I don't care if you in a situation like me that can't walk. I don't give a damn. You can do something.
Hell, they rolling everybody else into Congress. Why not?
Greg Abbott.
Right. Now see, I'm
Governor
a
Hot
nice
Wheels
person.
ass.
Look, I'm a nice person in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no asshole. You know what I'm saying? So don't line my ramp up with the goddamn Crisco and shit. But everybody else, everybody that's in the chair with MAGA, put grease on their tires. I don't give a fuck. Let them roll till they can't roll no fucking more. I don't fucking care. I'm tired. I'm sick of this shit. All 75 million get y'all plane tickets. Take y'all ass over there and line the fuck up. Since y'all talking so, oh, we love our country. Okay, bitch, let's see how much you love your motherfucking country. Go over there and motherfucking fight, weak ass bitches.
Oh,
Sick of y'all.
Well,
oh.
you
Tired.
know what I found interesting? Because, yesterday I saw two black Trump supporters, Amber Rose and Willie Norwood Jr., also known as Ray J,
Fuck that
Mm-hmm.
discussing
hoe.
Megan Thee Stallion and that now closed case. I'm trying to figure out why they talking about Megan and what happened with that case from a incident from 5 years ago, as opposed to talking about Donald Trump. And my thing is, when the election was happening, you couldn't get away from them. You could not get away from Snoop. You couldn't get away from Amber Rose. You couldn't get away from none of them. But now that he in office and everybody pissed at him, they are oddly quiet. I want to hear y'all talk now. What y'all got to say?
Let me tell you something. When I was watching the BET Awards, I was hoping that Kendrick Lamar was gonna go over there and punch the shit out of Snoop. I want him to do it so bad because of that motherfucking AI shit that he did with motherfucking Drake. And Snoop, that was weak as fuck for you doing that. But they ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna say anything. And Snoop, your long, tall, dog head ass can go over there too, bitch. Amber Rose,
Which
you
is
too.
why, BET needed to read the room and not honor Snoop because it's like, well, he's clearly a Trump supporter, and y'all are awarding him with this icon or whatever it was.
He could have stayed at home. He could have stayed at home and let Corrupt accept his award.
And not only that, y'all had a woman be the presented to him.
Yeah.
Preach, Harold, preach.
No, they love him.
I don't know why.
And I'm wait a minute, y'all, please, please. Snoop, it's a big fuck you, and I'ma stand on that hill and keep saying it. Snoop, fuck you. Ray J, fuck you. Amber Rose, fuck you. And your
It's really all
mother,
that to all of them,
all
for real.
them.
All of them that support him.
Candace Owens, big fuck you too. You part of the problem too, bitch.
And that
And
dry
With your
is.
with your box perm.
Oh, stupid cunt.
My relaxer.
Girl, she's still putting dark and
Not a
lovely in
boss
her
perm,
hair.
Demetri.
Yep.
She do be
hmm
using them just for me kids.
just
Just
And
for
she absolutely be putting it in the
me.
Bumping
refrigerator.
her ends the night before.
She
Uh-huh.
absolutely
I
puts it
just
in the
don't trust
refrigerator.
any black woman where her hair consistently looks wrong.
I'll never forget that time she got on Fox and was up there looking like a chicken head up there trying to read Cornell West. And I'm like, girl, you sitting up here with this white suit on and your head look a fucking fool with that tiny ass chicken head ponytail. I'm telling you, the whole time I'm saying, whoop, whoop, chicken, chicken, whoop, whoop, chicken head. Bald head, scallywag. I ain't got no
Mm-mm.
hairy bag. Gelled up, weaved up. Your hair is
Mm-mm.
messed up. I don't
That's because
care.
she be using that Dollar Tree VO5 shampoo in her head.
Not
Uh-huh.
BO5. Alberto
VO5 is
BO5. You wore
diabolical.
that.
It's definitely one of those 3-in-1 bottles, the
Definitely.
shampoo,
Uh-huh.
body wash,
She
and
using it.
conditioner
Uh-huh.
together.
She used She using
Not
what her
you, the
mother-in-law
TCB.
used.
What was that? Is that the TCB herb?
What was the commercial where the girl was having the orgasm in the shower?
Garnier.
Herbal Essence.
Pantene.
Herbal Essence. That's what her
Uh,
ass using.
that's not really.
Child.
Not the orgasm in the shower.
Y'all are funny.
Yes, yes.
You know that was the white girl off of Scandal.
Woo.
I'm not doing this with y'all. Y'all,
Y'all, but
are crazy.
I'm really trying to laugh to keep from crying because America is in deep shit. But guess what? Name the two other people before this orange bitch. Name the two bitches who started war since 1990. I want y'all to name them. Father
Uh,
and
Bu-
son,
uh, Bush, the pop, the Papa and the
Bush
son.
1 and 2.
and
Yeah,
they was some messy ass bitches too. Cause
yeah.
wasn't no weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, Junior was a
Say they
messy
wasn't
smoke
above
queen
line.
also.
Dick Cheney orchestrated all of
But
that
look,
shit, which
when
is
you
why I
Really?
don't trust his raggedy ass daughter, Liz Cheney, which is why when the Democratic Party was trying to push that bitch up,
ain't
I was
she a
like, we
lesbian?
would never forgive you. Voted with
Right.
Trump his whole first administration.
On
And now all of a
everything.
sudden you want me to take your to have you align with us? No, bitch.
You been dancing with the devil this whole time,
Oh,
and now
I
you
got
want to
Right.
two
try to
more
come
people.
over?
But look,
Him and
I
Adam
got
Girl,
two more
gone.
people.
Kensington.
I got two more people who can go to Iran too. Alyssa, you, and goddamn what you call it on the View, the other white hoe. Y'all
John
motherfuckers can
McCain
go
daughter.
too. I'm
That
not. Oh, Megan, she can go too. No,
Megan,
Sarah.
that
Sarah
old
and Alyssa,
fat
line
bitch.
y'all asses up because y'all ain't finna sit up and motherfucking play in my face like y'all voted for Kamala. No, the fuck y'all didn't. Y'all went in there and you voted for motherfucking Trump. And that's why y'all be moving the way y'all do on that motherfucking show.
I don't even watch it, so I
Sarah
first of all,
can't
I
plays
comment.
too
can't
safe in
stand
the middle for me.
I can't stand Sarah fat face ass old moon pie face bitch. I don't like that hoe.
Wait,
Let
you
me
I
just
talking
don't
say that.
watch
about you
that
talking
stuff.
about
I
the
can't
right
do it.
Sarah now? The blonde hair Sarah that loved Kiki Palmer.
That
Yep,
yeah.
yep. Her
Well, you
ass
know
can
her
go
family
too.
voted for
Oh,
Trump,
moon
but she
pie
said
face
she
ass
didn't.
bitch. Jesus God.
She lying.
Look at
She
her
did.
face.
She a white woman and a
She,
white woman saying I didn't
that
do this, that means she fucking
them
did it.
heifers told that
Now I
bold face
believe
lie. They went
Alyssa,
right
old
in that
traitorous
booth and
ass,
pressed
done
that
did
button.
it.
Oh, I know that hoe did it. You ain't finna tell me she didn't go in there and mark Donald John. Her
Hmm.
ass can
Them
go
white
too.
women straight up lied. They wore them bracelets for nothing. They lied. They
Yep.
went right in that booth and pressed it for Donald John Trump.
And
Oh, and
Speak.
Alyssa,
guess who else can go to Iran? Oh, the genocide Joe people and the killer Kamala people. Line y'all ass up too. Y'all part of the problem to go. Get your shit.
Reach for the red pill
Speaking of
too,
the View,
Demetri.
is Sonny husband still going to jail?
I don't know.
What he
They
do?
son, they
you
son
talking about
just
Emmanuel?
graduated.
Look, you talking about Emmanuel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was down there committing fraud with the Medicare and stuff.
They
Oh
tell you what.
hell,
Last
Rick
I
Scott
heard,
ain't in jail. If
Allegedly.
Trick
he was
Scott bitch
seeking
ass ain't
himself.
in jail, then Sonny Hoskins' husband don't need to be in jail. How many
I
hundreds of
don't
millions of
disagree.
dollars
He
he
too cute to be
stole?
in jail. His little cute short self.
But Demetri, while you at it, reach for the red pill community too, and the man and the
Emmanuel
podcast
here.
bros, reach for them.
Oh,
Joe
oh,
Rogan,
Hmm.
oh. Let
Joe
me tell you
first
Rogan.
something.
one.
Oh, Joe Rogan, Charlie Kirk, with your funny looking ass. Take
Oh,
your ass over there too.
he
Stephen
just has a
Miller,
face you want to punch.
Stephen Miller,
Yeah.
with your oh
Broke ass.
bitch. You take
Holy
your ass over
man.
there.
Shouldn't he be worried
Oh,
about who his wife's sleeping with, Stephen Miller?
Elon. Elon gonna get her pregnant and have another funny looking ass kid out here running around.
Surely is.
Oh
She
my.
probably already pregnant. That's why he had to go.
Ain't
Stephen
no
Miller
telling.
need to be more
Baby, let me tell you something. Baby, I heard Elon be folding them like
even further.
folding chairs, child.
You know his wife
But
community
he's one of
pussy.
them people with them 40-page IEPs.
She
Oh.
down there at the Red Roof in Buckhead getting squirted and sprayed.
Not the Red Roof Inn in
Elon Musk is
Buckhead.
climbing on nobody.
God of
He
mercy.
got
Oh,
ketamine pen.
Red
He
Roof
got
Inn
IL.
gives Red Roof Inn give Roach Motel. Ooh.
Honey, don't knock it
It
till you
depends
try
on
it.
what area.
Oh my god.
I done met a piece of trade in Red Roof Inn, and it was actually kind of nice.
I told
Yeah.
you the green book.
I'm disgusted. I'm really disgusted.
Well, I didn't get the Red Roof Inn. He was already there,
You know
and
what?
so I
You
just
know
I
what,
walked
may or
in.
may not receive points from Red
El
Roof
Ted,
Inn.
El Teddy, you
I
better
just
not
walked
take
in. It
El
was,
Teddy. Listen to me.
and then it was
Listen
over.
to me. El Teddy, we are classy. We are demure. We do not lay down nor bend
You can
over
hang
in
that up.
red roof ends. Okay, we don't do that.
Technically, it was a shower situation
Oh,
because
Oh, girl,
when I
not
you
you
came
mean
The
that.
over,
showers is worse.
no, because when I came over, he said, "Let me take a." I was just about to hop in the shower. I'll hop in
Not
with
you
you.
swinging from the shower
We
rod
can
like
get
Nene.
clean together.
Okay.
And then by the time I got out the shower and dried off, I was going home because we had already did what we needed to do, and I never had to touch the bed or anything else.
All you gotta do
This
is
is what I'm
okay.
bring a
That's
little
good.
blanket to throw over the bed. You be all right.
listen to me well, El Teddy. This is my I'm gonna put this in my will. I need you to be a pallbearer at my funeral so you can let me down one last fucking time because the information
Screaming.
I wrote on this live,
Why? Because I did something at the Red Roof Inn.
Don't judge cams till you try it.
baby.
Who
I'm
are
just
you to judge me? The
LT said he
military
looking at his
barracks
cruise.
are some of the worst cesspools of disease, infection, and every level of dirt and grime known to the human genome.
and
Trust
that's
me,
why
I
I
done
got
got my back
married to
blown
get
out in
out
the
of the
in one.
barracks, and that's why I got married to get out of the barracks.
Lord, because I
And
sure
they
got my
also
back
have
blown out several
hotels
times in the
on
barracks.
post. They have
Listen,
hotels on base.
on a
Oh
Thursday,
yes,
Friday night, go on over to 1960 North Druid Hills and you will get your life.
North Druid Hills.
Oh
Ooh,
my god.
North Druid Hills. Okay.
I done been down to Jacksonville,
That's
North
the Red
Carolina a
Roof
few
Inn.
times. Praise God.
Oh,
Mm.
I'm disappointed in you,
It's a
LT.
lot of Marines that be willing to, do what they need to do in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Ugh.
look,
And do.
I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to me one year at Magic City Classic. So
Listening.
if you ain't booking your room at like a year ahead of time, if you think you're gonna get a room for Classic in August, it ain't happening. So me and this dude, we used to, punch or whatever. So he was like, I got us a room. So I was like, okay, babe. So when he was giving me the directions to the hotel, because this was back when, there was no GPS. We had MapQuest, right?
Oh, I remember
I
And
MapQuest.
I
remember having
said,
to print them damn maps out.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I said, oh, I said, this don't sound right, Brandon. I said, is this a nice hotel? He was like, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you where it is. In Irondale, that big. If y'all have ever been to Birmingham or the Irondale area, before you get on I-20, it's like a KFC and then this big old hotel. And I was like, I said, it smell like crack over here.
Oh wow.
Not it smell like crack.
I said, it smell like crack.
Well,
I
That's
what
how
said,
does
you
it
the
know
smell.
it's about
crack
to be a good
smell
time when you
like?
can smell the crack in heroin.
What does crack smell like? I know what crack smells like because I stayed across the street from two crack houses, but
Well, you
everybody don't
know,
know what crack smells
smell like
like.
I
something
know, I
burning.
know what crack smells like because I used to date
A besa,
yeah.
whole besa.
Yeah. When I
Oh my
when I was a
god.
student, yeah, when I went to A&M, it was a local. He was a big man. He was a big guy, and I've watched him do it. And
Oh
he
wow.
asked me, he said, "You want to help me?" And I was like, "Well, you got to pay me, baby. Like this,
I
this is
know that's
illegal
right.
activity."
Hell to the no, I don't want to help you.
You better pay me.
Nah, that's one
I,
thing I don't need no.
Yes.
I don't need no knowledge of. I don't need that in my skill set.
I will
well,
say this. It is a very acrid smell. You
it's
would
awful. It's
you would
awful.
never forget that. Once you smell it one time,
It's
You know
awful.
exactly what it is when you smell it too.
and
Like I said, y'all have to remember. My granddaddy told me this. He said when he dropped me off, he said, "Don't let these big city boys get you into doing stuff that you know you ain't got no business." And here I am. up here in a house where I ain't had no business, but this boy was buying me whatever I wanted, and at the time, I
Listen, get it how you get it.
A
y'all that
broke
was
college student.
I was a broke college student. I
Did
was.
what you had to do.
Yeah,
Mm.
A
yeah.
free trip to the Magic City Classic.
Hmm.
No, oh baby, I never missed that anyway. I just wanted to have some sex, and he thought I was gonna have sex and that shit, and I wasn't. Baby, I don't lay down in these type of
El
places.
Teddy.
I said we could just go back to Huntsville because I'm not doing
Thank you,
this.
Marty. I'm not the wrong one. Listen, thank you, Marty, because they try to make it like I'm just, the only one. Y'all have been
I,
down to the Red Roof. Don't try and act all
I've
pious and
I've
self
never been down
righteous
to the Red
and
Roof.
I
holier than
told
thou
you.
now.
I've never been down to the Red Roof.
It's a good time over down at the Red Roof.
But I also have status with hotels, so that's where I go to lay and play.
Oh,
You not going to go stay. And you can't go to the good hotels because they be watching everybody that come in and out that room.
Why do I have multiple people coming in and out the room?
Mind your business.
Yeah, you worried about the wrong thing. See?
Y'all some revolving door hoes.
Oh,
Well,
Judgment.
Dick
Motel 6,
pigs.
we keep the light on.
They're dick
Right.
pigs. That's what they are.
Come on, dick pigs.
You ain't got
y'all
to
leave
do it
the
Hmm.
every
hotel door
weekend,
added a
but
bead curtain.
Pigs need love too.
Okay, Summer Walker. Pigs need love too. All right, girl.
Oh, baby, one thing about me, I'm gonna come and disturb the live every time.
I just, I, I just could. I've always driven past a red roof, and it was like, oh, that's where the meth heads stay. Got it. That's why I don't want to. I don't want to be in that vicinity.
well,
No,
that's
the
where
meth
the
heads
parties
stay
be
don't
happening.
stay there. The meth heads stay, let's be clear, at extended stay.
And the
Now, when
days
you
in.
over there down to the extended stay, you don't really went gutter and bottom of the barrel.
I've
That's
That's
done
where
where
them
they be
extended
William
living at.
stays
McCrae
too.
lived. They said that's where William McCrae lived and the extended stay with his messy bud. Done got kicked out of every Kojic event known to man.
What is like Super 8? You know
Oh,
what
El
is that?
Teddy, do you know how much money Target gave the National Baptist Convention?
They told us 300,000. That's what they told us.
Ain't that some penny pinching? Because I told my first lady that today. She said, "You know what? I just don't even have anything else to say." She said, "Because don't nobody go to the National Baptist Convention for real. I know people at my church don't like it. I don't care to go socialize with some of them folks. They so dignified and acting. I don't know.
But they're really not because they some pump and dump hoes. That's really what
I
they are.
know. I know. I
Pump
know.
and dump.
Child. It was at one of them trashy motels
Why
that
you
I
acting like
found
you ain't
out
have
this grown man I had been talking
they be
to for
down to the
months
red
was
roof
about him.
and pump and dumps? They be, anon with their little blindfold on. They tell
Not
you,
at the Red Roof
you know,
Inn. I told you it's extended stay.
you be down to
Hmm.
the red fan with the blindfold on. I ain't need to know that.
Now, what
El,
quiet as it's kept, the white stunt queens be down to the Hilton, and I'm a Hilton Honors member. And
They do be at the Hilton.
They do be, yeah, they do be at the Hilton. That's why I started going to Marriott. Too many hookups be going down to the Hiltons.
because I'm a Hilton girl.
No, you need outside door access.
And I'll be and no, but I do the Homewood Suite
That's
because
why
I'm
Jay
with
likes the
Hilton's.
room, at the end,
That's how I
for
knew.
access. Hmm.
That's
I
how
do
I knew
prefer the room at the end on the
when
top
Bryce
floor.
Shear got arrested at that Homewood Suites. I said, "Oh girl, y'all doing OnlyFans content.
Yeah, he was at a
Y'all ain't
Homewood
fooling
Suites.
nobody, bitch.
Hmm.
One of my
I
favorite
nude."
content creators is always in a
Over
hotel
there getting
room. I
fucked in
said,
the
"Bitch, you ain't got
kitchen.
nowhere to live. You always in
Mm.
a hotel with these bodily fluids. Get you someplace to live."
They said
Extended
his
stays where that
recent
old
one was with
homophobic trash girl from Divas of LA was staying in with her husband.
well, they said Bryce Shear was just making content with the porn skank Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Hollywood is
Hmm.
ooh, y'all.
Oh, Brashear done graduated into.
He done elevated.
Oh,
Yeah, they say him in Hollywood was making content.
oh Lord.
Mm. Well, I'm sure it's done been busted wide open at this point.
Mm.
Gaping.
Okay,
Well, he clearly is under the influence of
everything.
yeah, of a I was about to say a
Everything.
substance, but he clearly under the influence in order for him to fully
Yeah,
lean into that.
that boy be taking
I
everything
don't see
except for the
why.
kitchen sink.
Why can't he just be fully leaning into it? Because he wanted to do it all the time.
Well, that's
You
what
can
I'm
see it
saying.
in his eyes.
He needed the substance to give him an extra boost.
Uh huh.
I won't I don't know about that.
I had somebody hit me up
You
last
already
night
know how
talking
that
about they
goes.
wanted the link, but they was on coke, and so it was gonna take them a couple hours to get up. Absolutely not.
What?
Not
After you
a
had already
couple
prepped?
hours.
Yeah, he said when I do coke, it take me a few hours to, be able to bust and all that. So I just want to do bop 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 bop. Sir, have a good day.
Uh.
Yeah, the drugs be messing the people up. They in their
No,
systems.
the Coke bottoms are a good time though.
See,
They're a good
that's the
What?
reason why Puff be over there on Cialis, Viagra, and God knows whatever else cocktail, cause he been on
Yes.
all that shit
Yeah, we
all these
reported on
years.
that yesterday, Catherine. We reported on Jesse and his
juicy.
engagement yesterday on Silly Saturday. We reported on that yesterday.
Shout out to Jabari Red.
Shout
Yeah,
out,
that's why
shout
they
out
have to
to
take
Juicy.
Viagra and all that because they can't get it up when they be on them that booger sugar.
You know what?
They can when they be on Tina,
That and they go for
and they go for
hours and
hours.
days.
They go for right. They go for hours. Like they be
Ooh,
like 12, 14 hours.
And will
Like
never
bitch.
bust. Will never bust.
And the bottoms go for 12 and 14 hours too.
Yes, they
See, that's
do.
why
Like,
he was over there with 72 hours and week long freak off.
That's why that boy
baby,
was
they
take
probably
took
was
was
on
able to
that
take them
Tina.
96 loads.
Baby, I just can't hold up. My body can't hold up that long.
In
Well,
that
that's
My
one
what the
body cannot
position.
IV
hold
was
up that
for.
long.
That's what the portable IV was for.
Child. Back been done gave out.
Like, I'm surprised it ain't fall off.
Mm-mm.
I could just imagine the uh, it was too much bodily fluids going on with Puff and them. Like, I mean, no condom. Was there any condom usage? Like, was
No,
nobody
he
was?
didn't like them.
And then
We heard a
Well,
lot about lube and nothing about condoms.
well, we don't see any babies.
pH
We saw one
balances.
baby.
I know
That
were
don't mean there
off.
wasn't no plan B's on the way out.
They
Yeah,
they might have been. Chew
yeah,
this
he
Oh,
before you
made
leave.
yeah, they probably had made them. They probably had them plan
An
Bs on
an
deck.
abortion clinic in the next room.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Or she
Yeah,
also
Mm-hmm.
could have had like an IUD or one of those birth control, one of those forms of
might have.
control.
But what about the other women that was there?
No,
That's yeah, probably
I
Plan B.
guess. I guess Puff is selective with who he.
He is
Um.
not selective because
he's
all them
not
men is
I seen
just
selective.
no
as
sex work.
ugly as fugly.
I seen
From
no
that
sex workers.
testimony, he is not selective.
He is not
I
selective. He
honestly, that last baby was a oops baby.
Oh.
all
Oh.
those who can and will.
You talking about baby love? Bless her heart. I
Yep,
feel so sorry for
love was
that
a oops
baby.
baby.
That
He
baby
is
don't
a
have a clue as to what she was born into, and that's so sad.
come
Her
one,
mama
come
had an
all.
agenda, and her daddy was coked out. So
Well, you know, when you have it, let me tell you something. I of all the celebrities, I wouldn't have a baby with Puff Daddy and that cockeyed ass eye he got. Hell no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
He just gives little dick energy to me.
I
Always
mean, they
has.
say whatever it is, I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me. That's it. They say that's a silly song.
Wait a minute, I ain't never heard of that song before, L. Teddy. Sing that again.
That was from the commercial. Whatever it is, I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to
Roll to
me.
me. Oh God. Oh God.
Mhm.
Yeah, he gives little. And that's why he liked to do those freak offs and things. I think is because I think he wanted to see other men with penises longer than his. And but at the end of the day, Puff, you sick. Everybody
But he could
who
just be a
so
regular old freak that's into cuckolds and voyeurism and stuff. It's a
That's
lot
what
of
they
big dick
say.
niggas that like that shit.
That's what they say. He's a cuck.
He's a cuckold.
You know, that nigga just ugly. That's all I got to say.
he is ugly, very.
Ugly.
The only celebrity I risk it for is Chad Johnson.
You know what? That's a nice looking piece of ain't shit.
Didn't he get a
Ain't
penis
he?
implant?
Ain't he? I don't. Y'all be listening to him.
He be playing around
Little
all
baby
the
said,
Yeah,
I
he
just,
be playing
I
around.
just need one night. I just need one night. That's it.
Me too. That's all I
Little
want.
baby, I have been in the company of Chad Johnson on many occasions. And let me be clear, he is even more cute in person. Let me be clear.
Yeah, it goes
Jeez.
down in Florida.
The
I want
way
you to
that
bring me to
melanin
Florida.
The
on that
green book.
skin be listen, little baby, the way that and he not that big. Like he's not that he's my height. Me and him are like the same. He might be
Okay.
like an inch shorter than me. He's like about a 5'8", 5'9" ish. So he ain't
Really?
Shut
that
up.
I
tall.
thought he was
Mhm.
like 6'1".
No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no,
Wow.
no, 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 no. He's
You know
I'm
what
not
I like
tall.
about Chad Johnson?
5'7".
That damn smile.
That's what it
That's a
is.
goddamn nice smile.
He
No,
look
it be
like he
when
smell
you
good.
roll up on him and you see that skin, he do always smell good. Like every time I rolled up
He
on him,
look
you
like
give
he
him
smell good.
the
He look
little
like he
bruh
don't play
dap
Hmm.
and be
about it.
like, "What's good, bruh?" He do always smell good. I ain't gonna lie.
Child.
Did you hear what I said, L Teddy?
What happened,
I said it goes down in Florida. I want you to bring me to Florida.
Child, come to
child?
FAMU homecoming.
Yeah, you go to family homecoming, you see everybody, cause he be at family
Oh,
homecoming every year.
This might be
Yeah.
an unpopular opinion, but I would love to get in between him and Shannon. Just saying.
oh,
That queen?
You can have
not
Shannon. You
if
can have all parts of him.
You want that queen?
In the middle.
He's gonna want you to
El
blow his back
Teddy.
out. He's
He's
gonna want
not
you
Oh,
to
even
suck
El
on
called
him.
them
Teddy.
motherfuckers.
El
Oh,
Teddy,
He is
when is FAMU's homecoming? Is it the last Saturday in October?
when is
No.
it this year, little baby?
Um it
When is FAMU's homecoming this
so
year?
we play October 4th is Mississippi Valley in Atlanta. The
You're right.
following week is a home game against NCCU. So that's the 11th. So the
the
18th
18th.
The
is when we play
18th. Okay, because
So
it's
Osborne and
usually
that's
the middle of
homecoming.
October, so it'll be the 18th of October.
So look,
okay.
are we doing a meet and greet down there?
That's the same weekend as A&T.
Hey, if y'all don't mind hanging with a person in a wheelchair, I'm actually kind of cool.
the major, you know we don't
I
care
have a
about
good
that.
I
time
don't care
at
about that.
homecoming. I just be all over because I'll be with alumni band, I'll be with the frat,
You be hoeing is what you be doing. Just
I
say
might
that.
be. I know a lot of people. I'm a part of a lot of shit. So
You got to
And
spread
then
the love.
So you know a lot of
this
people like
year,
I won't be all
biblically.
over. If
and
this
my
job
cousin is
situation work
graduating
out
from
right,
FAM in
I'll go to
August,
family
so
homecoming.
this will be his first homecoming as a FAMU alum.
yeah, he could take you to all of
So
the good
he's
shit.
excited about homecoming this year.
Y'all should have went. I should have.
Um,
My damn
like for the older crowd, Top Flight and the Shrine Club. Now I get in the Shrine Club for free.
Well, really, it's Shrine because, from my understanding, the moon has like kind of dwindled a bit,
Shrine Club be the spot. Listen,
and
they be
Top
up in the.
Flight has had a bump in a younger crowd, so now it's Shrine for the
hmm
older people.
And I get in the Shrine Club for free because the manager is my frat brother and we both Shriners together. So I roll up to the door. They be looking at me mad as fuck. I skip the whole line and walk in for free and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and don't pay for one drink.
Now I heard the Shriners drinks have you on your ass,
Dude, the
and
Obama, if you go there and get the Obama, it'll get you right.
mind you,
Matter of
Top
fact,
Flight have you on your ass anyway.
Top Flight always have you on your ass. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
if I go to the Shrine Club, if my cup get half full, somebody is coming to give me another cup. I'll be like, bitch, I'm not trying to get thrown in Leon
Yeah,
County jail.
I've always wanted to go to FAMU homecoming. That's a homecoming that I I have not. I've never been to.
Oh, it's a
I
lot of
don't care
fun.
to go to any of the Texas HBCU homecomings because
I've never been to a
uh,
Texas HBCU homecoming. I've heard Texas
me
Southern have a
either. I've
decent
never
one.
been. I've never been to. I've never been to a game at Prairie View or Texas Southern.
I
I've
went
heard
to
Texas Southern
Howard.
have a decent one, but I don't know.
I've only been to Howard's. That was the only one I've been to.
I
Howard's
wouldn't
is
mind
nice.
going to
Howard's is
Southern.
nice.
I always had too many people there. I was overstimulated. I was like, this is a lot.
Well, that's how fam you gonna be.
I've
Fam
never
you,
been
Okay, but like,
to a
you had,
Southern
and you
homecoming,
got
but
fam you when
but
you
I went
go
to a regular game.
to fam you's homecoming, depending on where you at, you got to move with the crowd.
Yeah,
Hmm.
You got to
especially
move
if
with
you
the
out
crowd.
there on Perry Street.
Yep. Where all of the
Is
vendors
MAGA
be.
is MAGA is MAGA Marva gonna let y'all carry on as business as usual with homecoming, or is she gonna try to restrict y'all and things of that nature?
That hoe gonna have
Because
to
I
get with
said
the
they gonna
program
give
and
this lady
get out the
hell,
way
and I'm here
because
for it.
she is not
she
bigger than the
already got
program.
pressure with us. She already got pressure with us. She can't
Yeah.
come in laying down no law.
Yeah, MAGA Marva gonna have some issues.
When they turn their
Y'all
back,
gonna y'all
I,
gonna give her y'all gonna give her a little rib, a little baked bean or something,
Mm-mm.
a
Well, you
little
know, she a
pasta
AKA. She could be over there. Well, I heard Beta Alpha don't want no parts of her, but she a
And
AKA. She
don't.
be over there with
They
them.
sure don't. Beta
Mm.
Alpha has not endorsed her. They ain't said nothing in support of her.
So right now she's the most hated HBCU president right now.
Pretty much.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not gonna lie. The last our current president that we have now, he was actually vice president of he was the academic provost for 12 years before he got the job. Now, mind you, over 20 years ago, A&M made a mistake of hiring a person who had already been an employee, and we elevated him to president, and that was a big, big mistake. And so everybody was like, well, we don't want to do that again. But I'm gonna tell you something. Dr. Williams, okay, Dr. Williams has taken A&M in a path where, I mean, nothing stopped from where President Houdini came and cleaned us up, because back in 2009, 2000, A&M, we were on life support.
But that ain't no worse than Jackson State. Jackson State that had a whole bunch of presidents in the last 10 years.
But you know what? Well, Dr. Williams is our 12th president. Yeah, our 12th. Um, he's our 12th. And I'm not gonna lie, I really appreciate him for everything he's doing and everything that President Houdini did when he came in, and he when I say he came and cleaned us up, I mean we were literally
I'm
on life
just glad I
support.
was able to be in Tallahassee during the Humphreys eras, because Dr. Humphreys at FAMU was the best president they had.
Listen, when I was at that alumni conference, it's primary the alumni association is primarily made up of Humphreys Rattlers.
Mm-hmm.
If it it's like a huge disconnect. And I was talking with another alum. She graduated under Mangum, either Mangum or Ammons, because she graduated a few years before I did.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about how like there's a huge disconnect between newer those rattlers that came after Humphreys and Humphreys Rattlers, because the organization is primarily made up of them. So we
Because
don't
what
know
year
where
did
they
Humphreys retire?
they pushed them out in I think 2001 and brought in Gaines.
I thought it was '02, because I graduated '01, and Humphreys, like maybe a year. You might be right. It might have been toward the end of '01, but he was still president when I graduated spring of '01. Humphreys was still president.
It may have been '02.
It might have been '02. I think they pushed him out. But Humphreys at that point, Humphreys had done got old. Humphreys was letting some stuff slide by, and some things happened that shouldn't have happened. Humphreys was always drunk as hell too. He used to get on that microphone at homecoming, and you knew he was
He
4 or 5 drinks in the wind. You knew
was
by
having
the
his
time
homecoming too. He want a drink too.
Listen, he would get on that microphone at halftime. Hello, rather worst right. I was like, bruh, bruh. You done had 4 or 5 too many drinks. Oh man, listen, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I ain't ate. It's been 3 hours, and y'all and Harold got to get back to trade, right? Right,
That's
Harold.
not true.
Really, Harold. That's what we're doing. That's
No,
what
I
you're
told you
doing,
I don't.
Harold.
I don't. I don't fool with trades. I told you
That's
that
that.
several
Oh, you
times.
just don't call him trade.
Harold is Chase.
He's not.
I am.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He try to act all pure and chaste and
Are y'all
holy
Why,
and
from
he's
why do
not.
you want
Oakland?
me to be harsh like you, is Teddy?
I'm not a whore. I'm as pure as the driven snow. You cannot name one person who
Oh
has been
my.
up inside of me. Thank
Not
you.
is this a gang meeting?
Right, because you see how they ganging up on me and cannot name a single person who has been inside of me.
And you
I'm
can't
talking
name
about the
what
man in
you
the
can't.
I'm talking
You
about the
can't.
man in the comments said, is this a gang meeting?
Yes. And they about to send you to the they about to send you to the executive board meeting. Don't just wait right there. Somebody let you into the executive board
Oh,
meeting
hold on.
for
I
the
got
game.
it.
To solitary he goes.
Uh-huh.
I was being nice.
Bye bitch.
It's not me. My hands are up here. I have nothing to do with this. Just my hands are up here. Uh-huh.
With my hands lifted up.
No, we from
I
O
was gonna
Block.
say that with my
The
goddamn
Trump
thing.
girls. They really feeling themselves.
I
And my
want them to
mouth
feel
filled
themselves
with
when this draft comes,
praise.
and I want them to feel themselves right up to this good draft that's going to come up. That's where they need
Please.
to be feeling themselves, please.
To the front lines you go.
Go. Matter of
I
fact, you
took
ain't got
a
to wait
step
for the draft.
away
Just
and
go
would have had to
enlist
punch
right
something over.
now. Just go enlist right now.
Since y'all love y'all country so much,
Right.
Right. Go fight for it.
If you no, don't fight for it, die for it.
please.
That
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Lay your life
In
down.
order to make it great again, die for it.
What a girl said on I'm ready to go to war for it. I'm ready to go to war for it.
I die for it.
Right.
That's on soul.
I said that must have some good.
Jesus. Well, listen, we've had a 3 hour breakdown. I'm finna go cook. I got some real big colossal shrimp, and I'm broil them and put them over a bed of cabbage I got that I want to make. I think that'll be real
Oh, you
good.
really are a sea baby.
Oh,
Cabbage.
I eat. Yes.
Child, you ain't trying to do nothing tonight, huh?
Oh no, 4 for 4 coming over tonight, so I ain't doing nothing.
Bitch, excuse me? Now mind you, when I was in Atlanta, El Teddy didn't offer to cook me a goddamn thing.
I'm
Mm.
not cooking for him. I said he's coming over later
No,
tonight.
no, 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 no. But you doing all this damn cooking. You shutting up in the kitchen. I was not
I'm
offering.
cooking for myself because I need to eat.
You not gonna offer him a little piece of
Hell
shrimp?
no.
A little leaf of
He do not like.
cabbage?
No,
He do not like that man. He really don't like that man.
don't
Just
And
wait
that
till
man
he
is
strike
trying to
his
give him
mind.
the sun, the moon, and the stars.
listen.
Poutine.
I don't feel bad
Listen.
for him. Yeah, he know he
I
don't.
tell people all the time. This what I told all my gay kids. I said, listen, a boyfriend is nothing more than a best friend that you have sex with. And since sex that makes sex that much more important because you already have a best friend and they're much better at being a best friend than this person is. So if your sex game ain't hitting on nothing, we don't got nothing to talk about.
That's true. I'm with you when
I
you're right
mean,
now.
yeah, but at this point in my life, all I'm looking for is monogamous friends with benefits.
That's what I don't know. I'm not gonna say I need monogamous friends with benefits. I need about a good 3 FWBs. If I get a good 3
Too much shit is
FWBs,
mutating out here in the streets.
Yeah,
I work in
really
risk
bad.
management. I need to reduce the risk. I
No,
just
no,
need
no.
one
If
person.
I just get the three and we could just be just us three, that's
But you know
it.
that's not what it is though. They always gotta be laying the low, spreading the wide elsewhere. I'm not trying to do
Yeah.
the chain of who you done
Because
slept.
if I've
Well,
tried
that's
to
why you
have
have
just
preventative measures and you get your testing done
I've
and
tried to
things.
have one
But I think that
FWB.
that leads people to a false sense of
Hey,
security,
Monk Chip.
which is why we're seeing what we're seeing from a sexual health perspective in America right now.
I can
Listen,
agree with that.
I've had one
But
FWB and inevitably one or the other wants a little more. Either I want more or they want more when I'm just exclusive to this one FWB. And that don't work out. Mm-mm.
Well, you could be exclusive with them until I come into town,
yeah, I don't really care to be too exclusive like that.
because you're a whore, Jay.
Oh
Well,
wow.
then there's that.
Oh wow.
A good 3 or 4 in the crew is good.
Honestly, I only want one headache because motherfuckers get on my nerves real
What's the
quick.
headache? We just fucking and maybe go out
It's
to eat and
never
grab a
just that
drink.
though, because when you give them a little razzle dazzle, they start thinking it's something that it's not. No, bitch, I just saw this in the video and I wanted to recreate it. Don't feel like you special.
Baby, I'm not that limber no more. My body cannot contort like that no more. I'm not a goddamn contortionist.
Well, baby, if I can't
Stretch.
fold you like a pretzel, then what are we doing together?
Did
All
we?
you need to stretch out, Teddy.
I
That's the
done
problem.
spent the last 2 hours of my life prepping for this.
You need to go to the
And
stretch
you ain't
zone.
did shit but drive your ass over here. And now you want me to be doing all of this extra
Now I'm
stuff?
with you when you're right.
No,
That's why I don't travel.
no. I done spent 2 hours of my life prepping, not to mention the how many hours before that off food.
Get
Okay.
you a liquid diet.
Who?
A liquid diet.
That
Oh,
still calls you
absolutely
the
not.
shit. You're still shit with the liquid diet.
Yeah, probably
Mm-hmm.
worse.
Be real
Mm-hmm.
running.
Yeah, that's not gonna
Mm-hmm.
work
It'll be
out.
looking like that damn seafood bowl.
Right, yeah, that's not gonna work
Mm-hmm.
No.
out. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Muddy waters all the
Right.
day.
Looking like that
Chabu.
seafood boy we looked at the other day. Yeah, we can't do that. So you got to go,
Mm-mm.
listen, you got to go without food. You have a certain time of day, you be like, okay, I'm off the foods today. Unless you're dealing with somebody like 444 and they ain't gonna get far enough to reach nothing
Oh
anyway.
my god.
So you ain't got nothing to worry. Like I ain't even worried about, even if he tried to do something, I ain't even worried about it. Bro, you ain't getting
That's
that
why you
far
about
in
to have
there.
this hearty meal.
Right. Okay.
Child.
And not be bothered. Oh, you going? Okay, okay, okay. Go ahead. All right, you done? All right. All right. Okay. Okay.
That
Okay.
is
Okay.
so
Okay.
that is so trifling. That is so
It
trifling.
That's
is trifling
that's
that I got to
his
deal
middle
with
name.
that.
That's his middle name is trifling.
How am I trifling? What's trifling is you want me to deal with that mess.
You could have came over here to join the winning team, but that's not what you want to do.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh,
that's what you're doing now? That's what we're doing now, Cams?
Apparently, slanging dick all 2025. Let this whore tell it.
Because when you were here, you wanted to do everything but enter the pearly gates. Remember that?
Oh, not Cams was scared.
He was.
No, I wasn't scared. I was
Yeah.
talking to somebody at the time,
What that
What
mean?
does that have to
and it
do
was
with
pretty
me?
serious.
What's that got to do with him?
Right.
Hey, Cams, I have a question for you, friend.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
I,
big.
my
Oh.
12-year-old wants a better understanding of this whole Iran Israel war, and I feel like I can't explain it to her good. So can you guide me on where to go where I can help her better understand this whole Iran Israeli war thing? Because she really wants to understand. I mean, from the beginning up until now, like she wants to know.
Oh, girl, that's a whole thing. 'Cause you got to go back pretty fucking far. I will
Or
try to find something.
okay,
Start with The Apprentice and show her how big of a stunt queen this fool was before he
okay,
even got in the
You gonna
office.
keep saying Snake Queen. I love it. I love it. I love
oh she, my daughter calls Trump a girl all the time.
it.
She
Child.
do, she
Yeah.
do. She called Trump a girl all the time. She said, "Well, Mama, that's just what he acts like." She was like, "Is that being mean?" I said, "He's mean." So there's no limit on what you can say to him or on what you can say about him. Let loose, baby. So yeah.
He's a stunt queen. A whole goddamn stunt queen. I can't. This is like the U.S. and Iran. We have a very contentious history. So when we overthrew their democratic elected leader in 1979, so it depends on how far
Yeah.
you go back. So like it really does. It goes back before 1979, but I would say
Hmm.
1979 is where you would have to start.
Yeah.
You
Because
have to
she
start
really wants to
not
know.
go forward.
And when you have a smart kid, they want to know everything. Everything. And so,
Um,
yeah.
and you said she's 12. One of the sites that I used to send my kids to, it was always when I was in the classroom
Uh-huh.
because they would give like a kid friendly story. News ELA was a really good site at that time. That was really helping with trying to understand what was going on in the world and in politics. But I always say we forget that once they get a certain reading level and they are able to understand, they can really grapple with some of the regular traditional websites that we go to that will help them. One of the sites that's short articles, easy to read and grapple. The Hill is really good about just putting short articles out. They'll have a topic and it will be short, easily digestible. Thehill.com. On a black level, the Griot writes on
Yes.
an eighth grade level, and they'll give you a lot of stories at least so they'll know what's going on, and it's at least on an eighth grade level.
And she's going to seventh grade this year.
But
So,
generally, at eighth grade level, they say is eighth grade level. But if she's a proficient sixth grader, she can
oh,
read on
she
eighth.
is.
She can read
Oh,
on eighth
she is.
grade level. Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, she is. She is. And I'm not saying it just because she's my kid, but she really is that. But give me those, drop those little websites in the chat if you can, and me and her will go over them sometime before school starts.
Okay.
Trying to
There's
figure out
one.
who these folks be talking to. Because last time I checked, I paid this fucking phone bill. So who the fuck are you talking to on my line like this? This is unacceptable.
Got a dash, L Teddy.
Hmm. What happened?
I got a dash.
You got it. Oh, okay. I'm about to get out of here too. I gotta go make me something to eat.
Stealing off me shit to eat when I was there, bastard.
I got you. I did offer you something to eat, and you said you were leaving.
I said food.
Oh, well, then there's that.
And you
Um,
knew who I was talking to at the time.
I, what
And
does
you
that
was
have to
mad
do
about
with the
that
me?
shit. And you was mad about that shit.
What does that have to do with the me?
I am not a cheater.
Because where are they at now? Exactly.
In your city.
Mm, mm,
I'll
And
talk to you
I
later,
might
Gate.
see him next month. But anyway.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
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 Anyway, anything y'all got to say to the people before we get up out of here?
What's
No,
what's the stunt queen repellent? Because we need to go and order that shit and send it to the White House.
we need somebody to just take one for the team.
Well, Jay, I volunteer you as tribute.
Oh,
Because I'd never
The
take one for the
repellent, the stunt queen repellent is actually making them cash in. And that's when they want to run and tuck their tail.
that's the one time I ain't gonna take one for the team.
team. I've never taken one for the team, baby.
Child.
Mm.
We'll see how this goes.
Just
Now, they update. They're saying that he's calling for regime change because that's a way bigger situation. Oh God, help us! Your president is
I just
now
want to go to
calling.
sleep, and if I wake up tomorrow, great. If it's nuclear winter, okay.
My goodness.
Mm.
Well, it is Sunday, and ever since all of this news been broken out, all I can think about is the Bible saying that there will be wars and rumors of wars in the last days.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, preliminary study experts are saying y'all bombed, but you didn't do anything, and you didn't quite hit the targets that would have destroyed their nuclear armament. Not, and I'm not talking about the moving the nuclear. I'm saying the actual places that they were supposed to hit. There now reports coming out of the Middle East that are saying, "Yeah, you bombed, but y'all had these bunker busters, but the bunkers that they busted were not the places where we would have been hiding the
Of course, they're not.
These people are just, but when you don't have the brightest, the best, that's what happens.
When you rely on DEI for all your hiring,
I'm going
That's
back
what
to
I've been saying the whole time. They are projecting so hard.
stalking Keith Lee on social media so I can dream about plowing his guts because he got a big old
oh my,
donkey booty.
ain't he been all up in the news?
And I just want to, see how warm it is.
I'm sure it's quite cozy.
All right. All right. Well, let me get on back down to the TikTok so I can doom scroll and keep my mind off of this serious
As I
business.
always say, y'all, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Uh Thank y'all for being here. We're gonna be back tomorrow. I unfortunately, I'm gonna do my best to do my Noah's Ark, but I've been on the phone with somebody all morning helping them through a crisis. I had this live, and then I got to go back to being on the phone with them to help them get through this crisis. So, I don't know if I'm gonna get my Noah's Ark because I ain't even been able to do none of that today, y'all. I apologize, but I'm gonna do the best I can. Anyway,
That's
that's
fine.
all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. Bye, y'all. We love y'all.
Bye.